And a lot of you are getting used to who I am. So I am Brenda, Power Medicine Woman. I'm getting all of, all the good stuff, all of them going. Medicine Woman Solutions. So what is it that I want to talk about today in Medicine Woman Solutions? Because this Brenda Medicine Woman wants to talk to you about the upcoming classes that are coming in. One of the unique things that is coming up is about learning what is a narcissist and how to notice the different levels from one extreme to the other of a narcissist and how to get out of being a narcissist. Okay, you're going to, if you grew up with one, you're going to have narcissistic traits. You need to heal that out of your life because of the epigenetics. You are going to be moving beyond that. Okay. And what's interesting is I'm not just going to say meditation, yoga, become aware. No, you need education, but the healing tools is what's really going to take and shift you in a way that's going to cause you to realize, I don't have to live that way. And there's something else other than feeling like I'm going insane because somebody made me feel that way. And we're going to learn to teach you how to become a spiritual human so that you can stop being the victim and stop living in the cause and effect. I want you to be the cause and effect. I don't want you to just be the effect. I want you to understand the dynamics of the soul. So we've got a lot to do. Yes, I brought the board back. We're going to do some more board work. But at the same time, someone had, I'm going to take this opportunity that somebody wrote me and asked me a question. They paid me, but because we're not able to get together, then I figured I'll do the type of reading. Now, I won't share their name. I'm going to tell you what the story is going to be about. So I'm just, it's a little different than spirit just talking, but you're going to see something, and I don't know exactly what it is. I'm trusting spirit. As usual, spirit is doing the work. So let me just find where it's at. And you can already begin to send me your 1 minute questions. 1 minute. Yeah, that's what you get, 1 minute. You ask a question, you can send it to the email at medicinewoman4you@dr.com. And I will give you 1 minute of time. Because it's emailed, then I'm going to give it to you. This way, if I miss you, some people get hurt because they feel like they're missed. But that's what we're going to do. Now I'm trying to figure out where she went. I had this person. Now I can't find it. How isn't that interesting? Okay, Spirit, just find it for me. Here it is. So this person, before I set the timer, says we got a builder and we built our house 2 years ago. We've been through arbitration and he didn't pay what was agreed upon. So now in December, it is being brought up before the judge. We had struggled in great money together to do work and labor with the house. The bank who loaned us the money isn't helping us. Okay. And just to let you know that a person, if this is happening to you, then you are going to have, understand this is the energy is moving to that person. Oh, that's not going to be seen on that board, but that's okay. It's happening to that person. My screen disappeared. And so we have money issues. Okay. Understand that's energy. Everything is energy, but you have to look at it, how the energy is coming at them. And the thing is that money's coming to you. No, it's coming to the point that it's a story of lack. And there's a price to pay. Okay. So first of all, just taking that, you can look at your life and say, hey, I always have to pay the price. I always have to, do more than I need to. Just so that you understand that it's not just about money issue. It's so much more than that. It's just showing up as the issue. Okay. They trusted the contractor. So now you're going to look and say, where do I have trust issues? If you have trust issues anywhere in your past, then you haven't resolved it. It could show up in a person, such as, in this case, the contractor, that you're going to get ripped off. So now, can you trust yourself? Because it's about you making a choice. Can you trust that? Okay. So you're talking about the kaleidoscope. The kaleidoscope. And how does it all look? Okay. In this case, it is trusting you, trusting your tuition, trusting God, trusting your ego, trusting people, trusting your environment. And then they're looking for help. Okay. And they're, looking for help from a judge, looking for help from the bank. Are they going to get help? Now, what will happen is the body's meridians, like the gallbladder meridian and the stomach meridian, will start making you go into, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, it's not going to happen. Fear, great amount of fear that the worst outcome. Now, if you're the type of person that goes and runs to the end of your timeline and do the worst case scenario, just so that you can make sure that you have good luck, that is an interesting pattern because you need to heal that. Otherwise, it keeps playing out. And you're going to keep telling the universe, more, please, more of that issue, even though you really don't want it. But remember, if the body's consciousness and your soul is holding this programs, it's then set as a GPS because it hasn't been resolved. And I'm telling you, if you look at it, you can resolve this, okay? And Amy, address Mary there for a minute. So it's not just one issue. You're asking yes or no from a psychic. I see variables. If you haven't decided to heal this particular thing, you're going to have an issue. If you have to do the worst case scenario and you run to your timeline to get luck, but yet your results are always the same, then guess what? There's your answer. So it boils down to, how do you accept, believe, and give your willpower away to this? This is why a lot of times we have fear of the future. And the problem is when the brain becomes so enticed with your frontal lobe creates your future, that your frontal lobe says from the brain, which is in the dark and only can predict about what you feed it, okay? It's going to predict what it knows in the past. So if I'm looking above and spirit says, oh, look, yes, they're going to win the case. Oh, look, no, equally, they're not going to win the case. And it's like, well, what is this about? Because they haven't made the choice. The choice is, are they done with it? Or are they going to resolve the issue? That's what your soul's asking. Or are you going to continue this pattern? Again, you are asked to make the choice. So you can sit there and believe with all of your heart. But if your mind says to you, oh, it's not going to work. Okay, you got to hear about those backstory problems. Now, this is why hope therapy works. This is why the tools work. This is why empowerment through enlightenment works, because you get to see how our map goes inside of us. How can this person make it into their favor? They got to calm down the mind, for one. I have people coming to me all the time doing through soul coaching. Oh my God, something bad's happening in my life. I can't stop thinking about it. And I know it's true. Okay, hold L2S. Okay, and they'll come back. Oh, it's a 10 and it's a whopping million and it's red and black. And a few seconds later, they're coming back. Oh, it's not as bad. And then I'll say, okay, look at this, focus on that, or hold this. And then all of a sudden they come back and go, oh, that's better. They calmed the brain down. They didn't have to go in that prediction. They didn't have to go into that deep state of fear, because that fear is what supposedly helps them to get through it. But that's the tool they use to resolve. That's all. And it's an old tool. It worked then. It doesn't work now. You've chronologically aged. Your brain has developed over time through conditioning. It's changing. So if they're used to not receiving help, they're going to have the same issue. If they have trust issues with themselves or trust issues with other people, it's going to be the same issue. And yet it could still win in their favor. Heal the shit, it can win in your favor. Now, what if you decide that you think about it, but you don't add your heart? And you're like, I've done all the positive affirmations. I've done all of these things. And I know I'm going to get it. And I'm going to get it. But did you add your heart? Because you need to understand how to create form in reality. A thought mixed with emotions create form. You understand? So what hope therapy does is it helps you break down the emotions, and then the thought calms down. The emotions calm down, and you start to resolve all the things that you tried to survive as a 5-year-old, as a 3-year-old. Okay? This is complicated, but it's really not. If you can just understand that your emotions, and you're like, I'm happy, and then all of a sudden you're triggered. That emotion starts to kick off, and that emotional chemical peptide to, let's say, fear starts to worry. And then you have like 4 or 5 of these emotional chemical peptides of these emotions going off. Your meridians will say, oh shit, this is my pattern. And then you start to overthink. You begin to worry, which is a stomach meridian. I'm galled by what just happened. I resent it. That's the gallbladder. Liver meridian kicks in, and it decides it's going to be angry. It doesn't want to see aggression. Oh God. Small intestine kicks in. Oh my God, I'm going to be rejected again. The heart says, oh shit, I can't do this. And then your first, second, and your third chakra says, okay, survivor mode, shut the heart off. There's no way we can be vulnerable in love. Sorry. And the doors on the heart shut. You have enough of that enough times, you're going to have the issue. So that start to develop. And what my job is to help create a movement so that you can have mental health, emotional health. I want you to have physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual good health. And the only way you can do that is you have to first recognize that you're an ego. And that ego is not the enemy. It's how you, as the observer, attach to it. Over-identifying with matter. And when you do that, you birth a personality, you birth a character, you birth an emotion, and now you are that identity. Okay. And I teach you how to use tools so you can stop. You can actually say, that doesn't have to own you. It can actually just be a memory. It can be a part of sculpting who you are, but you don't have to hold all the pain and anguish, which then takes you into, I have to have physical conditions. I have to have emotional issues. I mentally can't handle it. My nerves are raw. Our immune system is attacking. When you start working with the emotions, a lot of people are like, oh, that one healing should have worked. Why didn't it work? I'm sorry. You're freaking complicated, and I can prove it to you. Just out of one question. Just out of one question. If this makes any sense to you, please let me know what you think so far. Okay. So, it's people that put their guards up and they say they have to put in, no, I can't do this. I can't do that. I've handled it this way. I'm using this coping tool. I have to protect my heart. I can't do this. I can't do that. And it's like, all right. Okay. And I don't touch your safety blankets. If you wanted to work, I'll work around them. We'll take and get the back door open so that you can start saying, oh, let's heal this, and this. And then you're like, oh, I'm done. Here, you can have my safety blanket. And it's like, you give it up. Half of you don't even give yourself permission to say, oh, I get to take up more than just 2 inches of my space. Or, and it really is true. Oh my God, I've gone through this. I can't even give myself permission to sit down. I mean, a lot of people continuously work. And they just don't give themselves permission to just, and those that finally do, when nobody's looking, you take it. And I always look at it this way. Oh, I need a break. Okay, you need a break. The problem is that by the time that you trained yourself to get a break and you get a break, you either don't take a break or you take it to such an extreme that you miss the point of why you have a temple, why you have a meat suit. This meat suit needs to poop and pee, it needs to eat, it needs to breathe. It needs to sleep. It needs to exercise. It needs to move. It's built. It's built to move. It's built to this body's built for amazing things. But we crash it. We completely crash. Okay, if that makes any sense. Now, I'm looking for a particular deck real quick. And so then the question with this person, and you and Instagram, you can go to YouTube, Facebook, and find it and watch and see if you can see the board. But so this person then asked, this is what has been told of us by some people. So it was secondhand information that know the builder and the loaning bank. Okay, so this is what they experienced, or maybe if they didn't experience, this is their opinion, is that the builder works and owes lots of money to the cartel and the bank launders money. Okay, this is the stuff they've learned after the fact. Now, this is definitely a victim energy cord. Understand we all have those, but it's how you heal so that you don't have to have that. See, the 4 archetypes: the victim, the saboteur, the prostitute, and the child of many forms. We all have those as a template of how to function as a human being. But it is the extremes. You have to go to either extremes, make someone a victim or you be the victim, but you heal your shit. The lesson is to the wisdom so that you can stand. Like, if you know what a seesaw or teeter-totter is, and but if you can stand in the middle, it'll stay straight. But if you can do the splits and it stays straight, then guess what? You have more range of movement. The point is that you don't have to go to live in either extremes. You can take the wisdom and be able to walk on water or walk on the seesaw. But we had to know, okay, had we known, we wouldn't have done business. Absolutely. Yeah, you wouldn't have. But it's, again, not being informed. But and that's where it feels like you're being sidetracked. But how can you be informed about something when it's a lesson? Because sometimes we're not meant to hear it. So many questions will the court grants us the money that they owe us. Okay. Now, see, again, I see several different variables above the head. And it says remain positive. The card that popped up was remain positive. Oh, and will the bank loan us the money to complete the house? The more information you get, for instance, it can be more information for me, more information about maybe you need to find a different bank. You know, if you're banking on just one bank, you may hear several no's, but then all of a sudden there'd be one bank or one place that says yes. It says there will be peaceful resolutions for you. Okay. So you just have to begin to trust the walk that you have. What do I mean by that? Like, if you're in fear, you're going to have all kinds of obstacles to prove that, oh my God, this is hell. But if you just start living in the trust and the faith that, okay, I'm just going to trust spirit to guide me through this. And, you know, you can hear some bad stuff, but in the 11th hour, it could all work in your favor. Says we are paying X amount in the balance of the loan. We don't have a completed house. It's about less than 50% completed. Is there a conspiracy with the bank? And it says, wait, that means things are happening. Okay. So your opinions, your fears, and all this, it doesn't have to go in that way because people think things are set in stone. You live in a dimensional world, which means you have parallel universes, and you heal and you have positiveness. I don't want to put it that way. You walk with faith and trust in your spiritual path. You will switch in a parallel dimension where one dimension is that they're corrupted and the other one it's not. It sounds very confusing, but it's not. There'll be days I feel all of a sudden I know I woke up in one. I'm like, this isn't the one I normally am in. And then all of a sudden it'll be realigned. And I'm like, oh, it changed. And I've had people that don't even believe in this stuff and they go, huh. And then they're aware of it. And I've even heard them say it. They're saying that you need to be assertive. So the thing is that if you're used to being controlled by a narcissist, then you got to pull out those triggers. So, you know, will this be resolved so that it's their house can get finished? And that is that you have many opportunities to have that done. And it sounds like you have a very favorable outcome. And you may feel like you have abundance and you don't have abundance. Understand abundance of negativity or abundance of positivity. The point is it's about how you look at it. And I will tell you, if you want it more in your favor, go do some emotional freedom technique or make an appointment with me so that we can start pulling out all of these GPSs that says, oh, you have to go through this strategy of hell before you can get good results, or you got to expect this or that, and that is, a reading, but I wanted you to share it with you about what that looked like. And something just felt like it flew right in my eye. Oh, that was interesting. Okay. So we got a few more minutes. Now, Amy, if you wanted to call, we worked with Amy last night, and Amy has been working on her ears. And so, it takes time, and she discovered a lot of information. And so she said she had an issue that we could pull up. Again, empowerment through enlightenment is a way to pull you out of the matrix of your life into a non-judgmental space so that you can stand in the cause and the effect of the equation right in the middle, and you can actually look at the third options, understand a little bit deeper about how complicated, but yet you're not. How's that for you? All right, so we'll turn that on. Hello.
Hello, what am I looking at?
Oh, it's that darn, I don't know why it does that every day. Some reason it turns itself around.
Hi.
Hello. All right, so what is it, the issue that you had, my dear?
Oh my God. Okay, I was taking a nap this morning because I was up late last night with you, obviously. And in storms the guy from 7 miles out of town.
Okay, so
and,
a man appears.
Yeah. And he is going to mulch up the leaves for me because I have like a 3-inch carpet of leaves.
Okay.
And so I open the window and tell him to, put down the thing so that it mulches them instead of blows them out.
Okay, so you gave instruction.
Mm-hmm.
Or direction.
And then he started mowing and storms in. It's not working. It keeps dying. I'm like, well, if you would have done it yesterday like I asked before it got wet.
Okay, yes. And so is that your issue?
Pretty much.
Okay, how did
he comes back in a little bit later and bitches some more.
Okay. So the relationship is, she wants something done, and so this person will come in and it'll be on their time, and she wants it done on her time. But what's the right time? Well, if it's leaves, you want it when they're dry, not when they're wet. You can't mow the lawn when they're wet. But in the leaf situation, same story. You can't really do anything with a mulcher when they're wet. You need them dry. So this is a dynamics they have created. It's saying, you're thinking, isn't that an everyday thing? Well, you got to understand, why is it her soul made that person show up that way? And her soul wanted to show that there's injustice all the time, and that there's always sorrow, and that she's irrelevant, and that there's this acting mean. Now, she grew up in a household where she wasn't really allowed to act mean. Now, and she probably decided, I don't want to be like those people. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Remember, she's got an X amount. So now we got math. You have an X amount of energy. Okay. An amount of energy that you've invested in, I won't. Simply put, I won't. This amount of energy needs to come back. Her lesson in this is that I won't do that. And then she devotes herself to be a good person and all of this other stuff, show up and raise herself the way that she'd want to be raised. Not to blame the parents, but this is just a way that our soul evolves. This is still hanging out there. This is still an order to the universe. I would like so much of this, universe. The universe says, okay, every day. Do you still want this to be true? Yes. But guess what? You don't understand how bad that this is because you're binding this, which means if you bind it too tight, it's going to explode. Okay? Which means you are only choosing one side of the seesaw to learn this. You need the other side. So you think if you heal this, you're going to go and turn into be that nasty person. I ain't going to do that. No, you've spent many years showing how you're not that nasty person. So you have to actually heal this with a healing tool so that it dissolves down the emotional chemical peptides. Okay? And then all of a sudden it becomes X equals resolved. Okay? And it equals I am. Your I am what? You're whole. Because you get the energy back, the universe stops sending you the shit, and you now have the opportunity for growth. What does that mean? Okay, now you have to look, and this is where it gets tricky, like Hitler. Why would anybody want to be like Hitler? Okay? No fans out there. What I'm trying to say is that he was able to speak his mind. Can you speak your mind? Okay? He was able to get his point across. Can you get your point across? Can you hold your own? Do you understand how I'm doing this, right? So the things that you said, I won't be, what are the good qualities in that besides the bad qualities you see? And when you threw out the dishwater, you threw out the baby too. So what you have to do is now you have to upgrade yourself by realizing that I need my power, my strength, my personal power, not the power of the world. No, personal power. I need to be able to create boundaries. So this will help you create boundaries. This will help you create a backbone. So you're like, oh, but I don't need to be taken advantage again. And you'll be able to have that voice, that voice that you've been looking for. And you can put your heart into it and say, you know what? This isn't going to work out. And you'll be able to say words that you weren't able to say. Why? Because your arrested development would never allow you to. So instead of doing this, you're going to be this cat and mouse game because this is what you guys talk about. It becomes I'm right, you're wrong, you're wrong. It's a mirror. This is a mirror. This will always be the mirror. I don't care how old you get. It'll be a freaking mirror of when you started off with your soul, as well as inside the womb, as well as inside this life. You are moving through your 7 levels of consciousness. Those are your chakras. And within each one of those levels, you're moving another 7 levels. So, you're growing. You don't have to be one-sided. And then because this cat and mouse game, they've gotten to the point where neither one of them can tolerate the fact that this is how, they all are. And here's the kicker. I'm going to be teaching about narcissist class so that you can unbecome a narcissist. You're like, but I'm not one. You do if you got a knot. You may be displaying it to some degree, but you need to clear it out completely. Does this make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so now I already told you the pattern, and each one of those emotions are firing. He'll have his set of emotions that are firing. His world is correct, her world is correct, but they no longer are in sync. They're completely out of sync. Mm-hmm. 2 great people come together, and then all of a sudden they grow apart and they're out of sync. Now, if those people didn't grow apart, but they're just out of sync, you can get back in sync. But it's not about compromise. It's about the third option. You just have to start learning what all that looks like. So I would say you would need to heal this because there's a part of you that believes that because this pattern happens, and it's a pattern, it's a unit, okay? I would say you'd want to do L2D because you know that he exerts his power. Why? Because you heard him complain. And he's trying to get out of it. And if you really listen, it's not about complaining. It's about, I didn't really want to do it in the first place, but I'm here because I love you.
Yeah.
Okay, now is that a total different thing? Just knowing that part? He's still showing up.
Yeah.
And then instead of you going in there going, did you see what that asshole did? And guess what? You got to heal that, because that is your reaction to cope with this exerting energy and that you don't want to be irrelevant. It's complicated, but it's not if you begin to break down the emotions that make you think all kinds of shit. I wish you could see her face. She's like, wow. Okay. I'm going to get Zoom and then we'll do these live. Okay. All right. Does this make sense? Do you feel like you got your answer? Okay. Because right now we're just going to look at it little by little. You'll probably have to hold several points or just hold one point and I redirect it. But to help you break it down, you need to give me feedback, people. You need to give me feedback, people. Does this give you more insight than what we've been working? Because I gave you stuff, you connect to the dots and you're going, wow. But by seeing it, what do you think?
It makes more sense to see it.
And then you'll grasp onto it more about wanting to let it go instead of holding on to your excuses and your reasonings and your coping tools that you think's keeping you safe, but keeps repeating hell. I want you out of your hell. I want you to evolve. I want you to be happy. You're hardwired for joy. I need you to get there. And we have to, suffering is just an option. And we are moving out of the narcissist paradigm. And I am so happy for that. And now, by January, I think I'll start having all of those information for you so that you can start slowly working with me so that you can wake up to this paradigm that no longer serves, and you want to resolve it out of your life, out of your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual bodies, out of that paradigm. You're like, I'm out of that matrix. I'm done. You don't have to. You and me and everybody else that is breaking free from that get to create a new paradigm. Does this make sense?
It sure does.
Thank you very much for calling in, Aim. I appreciate that.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right, we'll talk to you later. Okay, so we're just about ready to, knock it up a notch here so that, please share away. Please be aware of the groups when they say no lives. Look at their rules, look at what they're about. We want to honor them because we don't want this to be shared just to any psychic group or any light worker group or any group that doesn't really agree with it. But I am not your normal psychic, okay? I'm not your normal healer. And that is what's going, my news. But that's what's going to get you to help other people is you're going to witness right on your page. Hey, I had an incredible, I just saw something, don't just put the video up, talk about it, make a conversation because soon I will have a forum and I already have group pages, but people don't talk into it. And it's like, I don't know how to get people to talk into it. I can do whatever I want, but I want people to talk, but they don't really know what to talk about. So we are creating a movement, people. It's very, very important to do this. We are ready to level up. If all you gamers out there, I was a gamer for 7 years. Okay. So notice we're going to be learning. People, we're going to be learning math. And that's the area I suck in. But I can do math, but it's spiritual math. It's healing math. And you will too. It's not that hard. It really isn't. And I will begin to show you how to do the mirrors. Somebody asked me yesterday, oh my God, your healings. And it's not my healings. I hope therapy came through because all the information that's already on the planet. All of the knowledge I teach you comes from the planet already. And I have come back to being in this stage, to be able to help you evolve. We're creating a movement so that you don't have to just be human. You are a spiritual human. You are an amazing beings, and I want your soul to evolve so much. Darlene says, what the hell is normal, Brenda? It's a moving target. Normal is a moving target. And when we are learning to not just adapt, but we are learning to create the new norm, we are creating a new foundation that it's healthier for you. Okay. And now we are learning to move forward. Oh, good. Betty says she loves math and equations. Awesome. I always had problems with story problems because I would always see something different, and it drove me nuts. I think the math teachers thought so too. And even no matter what, I would always have conversations, and they would talk one side, I would talk the other, but we're exactly talking the exact same. I've had people come up, do you know you guys are saying the same thing? I say, no, but I can't quite understand what they're saying. Because they want me to do it their way. Well, I understand why I was built this way. I was built to do this, and I love it. I wouldn't change a thing. Now, it is 6 minutes. Let's see. Here we go. Sonia. Oh, did I freaking do it wrong? It should be $9. Did I put 6 minutes for $9? Yeah, that's right, $9. Okay, so what did I just read? I read... Oh, so this person thought it was $6 for... So that's... how do we adjust that? You can pay 2 increments at once, but it'd be 18, not 12, because it's $9. So Spirit, how long do you want me to go for? We will give we'll give 11 minutes. That's how we'll balance that out. If that's okay with you. $10? What? What do you want? I heard you wrong. I guess I did. Okay. Is that right? Is that enough? Okay. All righty. So Sonia's first. I do not. Oh, wait. I get. Oh, that's fine. So we're going to do 10 minutes, Sonia. And what is it you would like to talk about? Now, after Sonia will be Premier Flooring. And after that will be Uplifting Tarot. And then if there's no more after that, then there'll be 1 minute reads. Please, I will do your 1 minute reads. And if you're thinking, oh, I can't wait, understand. I'm going to do them anyway. And you can come back to the end of the show. Leslie, what are you under, sweetheart? So that I know, because you said you paid. I'm going to double check to make sure nothing went into the spam box. Spam I am. I see nothing in the spam box. I don't see anything there. And I will look back over here and look in this spam box. Nothing there. Just Hay House. If you get a chance, what? Pay attention. What do you want to talk? Okay, Leslie, it didn't come through. And unless you have those other 2 names that I hollered out. Okay. I'll name out again is Premier Flooring, whoever you are. And I can't remember. And Uplifting Tarot and Reiki. That's the only 3 payments that I have. With Sonia, Premier, and Uplifting. Sometimes I get locked in my other accounts. I will go look. Did it show up here? No, I don't see it there. I just see the free readings there. No, I don't see it. Sorry. Melanie is Premier. Gotcha. And so then the uplifting in tarot is who? And then Mary says, may I please have a reading on my self-image issue and a random reading? Okay, gotcha. So we're ready, Mary? Okay, so you grew up in a household, and we're not blaming, but you grew up in a household where you have to behave a certain way. You have allowed yourself to grow and to love and to be. And a lot of your reactions have come into play that have to do with, this is how I behave. This is how just a second. This is how you behave. Let's just understand what I'm trying to say. Diana K. Gaines, you're on there too. So no, Leslie, it did not come through. I want all of you, the reason I stopped is I want all of you to understand this. You've grown up in a household. You have to protect yourself. And as you protected yourself, what the hell? Where did you send that? Oh, this is funny. Hold on, people. We have an issue. I am going to go straight to the site and see real quick. What does that even mean? Huh. It shows it right there. That's my picture. There. Unless it went in as a check. Let's see. You know what's funny, Leslie? I have no idea why it didn't show up in my email. But here you are. It says Leslie, November 6th. That is my date. And there's the money you sent. Right there. Not sure why it didn't come through. So Leslie, I do have you. You will be before K. So I have to make sure that K and then Leslie and then K, because Leslie and everybody else is the same. Oh, Sonia, you paid for extra. Okay, wow, that didn't even come in either. So we are going to, so she gets 12 minutes. That's why everything's screwed up. I'm supposed to pay attention. Oh, now it's working. Somebody's a little late. Okay, so Sonia paid, it evened out for 18. That's why we started. Then it goes premier uplifting, Leslie, and then Kay. Okay, so do we have it, guys? Premier. Yes. I think we figured it out. I'm going to keep this window open. I just hope it doesn't make everything crash. That's not where you guys are. Where are you at? There you are. Okay, so I think we got it. Sending that screenshot was very good, Leslie. I don't understand why it did not work right. Oh, yes, Maria, I've got it all taken care of. And now we will look at this whole thing. Okay, good. I don't want to disappoint anybody because you honored me. I want to honor you. Now I'll remember what she said, self-image and random. Okay. Let's try this again. So when you grow up in a household, what happens is that you learn how to protect yourself because you're going through your chakras. So the body image that goes on is that you had always felt very awkward because I think, were you supposed to be a boy or were you not supposed to be born? What was the deal there? I can't remember. because they're showing me that the feeling of awkwardness, that's one reason you started to expand. So if we started to remove awkwardness out of the body, okay, it feels like the biggest trigger, because as soon as your body, not your mind, your body feels awkward, then all of a sudden you start to go into a reaction, an automatic response. Now the body begins to panic, and then I'll ask, why? Why does the body begin to panic? Because you have to hurry up and get defensive, because you know they're going to get defensive. You know that this is going to happen. Yes, I was supposed to be a male. Okay, and so there's this, how do I live where I know I'm going to be attacked? How am I going to live if I know that I wasn't even what they wanted? How do I, and so then the body goes into all of these things. So when it comes to your body's image, is that your body says it's not happy because it's not allowed to be happy, because I was born with the wrong parts. I was born, period. And you are just, you freshly reminded, it seems like, this wound that's there was when, right as you were born. What? A female? Your soul contract wanted to have a mom and dad treat you that way, because your soul said it wanted to work on not living as repulsed energy. Well, what is it? That's better now because we worked on it. Okay, so your soul wanted to work on what it means to be incompatible with people. Why the hell would we want to do that? Well, when spirit wanted to, when the void contemplated, it created God. When God contemplated, it created us. And when we are the mirror image of God, and we have a soul recorder, we ask God, so what are we? Oh, you're love. Okay. No, wait a minute. Contemplated. What does that mean? But if you really don't understand the beauty of who you are, you got to find out what it's not. But we get stuck as humans in the not, and believe that and don't consider the source. It's got to be true. And we got to fight. We got to constantly do this. But you don't do it when the sun and the moon come out. They know how to take turns. They know how to both shine. They both, they know what part they play. And then when you walk into a dark room, you flick on the electricity. They don't argue either. But as humans, we feel hurt, and because we are emotional beings, that is something that we haven't learned how to cope. We cope, manage, deal, pacify, all of these things, but we don't know how to resolve. In the wild, before we became domesticated, there was a mechanism where all of a sudden it's like, okay, tiger's coming. We got to figure out how fast we can go. How are we going to live? What is the maneuvers? Da 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 da. And once it was over, we just shook it off. Hey, we perfected it. We adapted. We did it. We didn't live in fear and afraid we can't go out and get food. We learned how to adapt. Over time, we don't have those things, and we became more domesticated, and that ability to shake it off. Now we just repress it. We don't have that mechanism. Dr. Sklar talks about that in the polar bears. What does all that mean? It means that we have to upgrade. We need to evolve. We need to download some new information, and we need to start using tools, because we were taught that we just, take a pill, do this. There's nothing wrong with you. It's all in your head. But we're waking up, and we have empathy to feel what the other person's feeling. We're learning the rest of all we are. Okay. So she says, I feel ugly right now. Yes, because that's a program. You're being few seconds old. I want to say, hey, you're being a 5-year-old. No, you're being a few seconds old. When that energy, because when you speak about when you speak about energy, babies and children up to the age of 7 only know how to communicate with energy. If you felt that energy booming, or even if they didn't speak, booming off their body, you felt, and that's how you interpreted it. You felt the energy, you interpreted it as that something's wrong with me, I'm ugly. It's and not right. That program keeps playing, and then it snowballs because you think about it, and it gets bigger. Snowballs, and it gets bigger, okay? And I'm going to say, Mary, I want you to hold L3D right now, because you feel this way, but you felt no empathy, no love, and you feel ugly. when a girl, it's the paradigm, even a boy. I've never been a boy, so I can't answer that, but maybe some of you men out there can. When a guy or when a girl hears a guy says, "Oh, you're cute," it sparks something in you. Okay, it's part of that nature. She thinks I'm cute. He thinks I'm cute, and it makes you feel good. But all you can do is think about that because you just create a bunch of oxytocin and all of this, and your trust factor goes up, but you haven't learned any of your boundaries and all this other stuff. But if she was met seconds after she was born with this boom, this energy, geez, that's her response. She knows. This is how she interpreted her world. Now, again, we know on a soul contract that she was supposed to work on relationships that suck. And then you are meant to feel guilty for having a vagina. You're vajayjay. You feel guilty for having boobs. You feel guilty to your core, and you don't even know why. And so you may become a people pleaser. You may be trying to make peace. You always have to, because you don't know when the bomb's going to go off. Okay? So as you hold L3D, you're going to hold L2D. And L2D is very important because it's not just about anger. It's about that irrational thinking. You're thinking, but I'm not irrational. You created your emotions from the past, from a child that does not have the ability to be logical. And when they come up with their conclusion, you're like, how the hell did you come up with that? And then when they tell you, you're like, I would have never put 2 + 2 + 2. No, they was 1 plus a square and a star and a heart, and that equaled that, and you're like, what? Okay, we can't disrespect the fact that this is how we read energy. But as an adult, we try to live and rationalize our life based on programs we don't know how to read anymore. So after L3D, you're going to hold L2D and notice how that they exert their power and how you interpret it, and you feel awful, you feel ugly, you feel guilty, you feel I've done something wrong. Now remember to put it on a scale from 0 to 10. And if she was to witness this, you could watch her probably change it, because she feels those energies. And when I'm watching her heal, she becomes totally aware, not only that the thoughts and the emotions change, but the energies, And so she is fully aware of what's really going on. And at the same time, she can tell when the energy's cut off and it's arrested, and how she's like pigeonholed. And anyways, you got this, honey. I know you can do it. And yes, you're going to, there are some memories that are going to be very sluggish, because it's like you created symptoms, physical symptoms out of those particular emotions, which will cause you to, now you may want to put down your hand, or you may want to not do the healing. Well, maybe you need to heal the symptom, and the symptom is they want you to go and heal is R1S. Because you're already rejected. You already know you're invalidated. You already know is what your brain says. So it's, why heal it? Which was that again? And it was R1S. And the biggest thing is they called you stubborn. I mean, that's a control factor, because they just wanted you to live their way. And now you are maybe an adult and in particular friendships, relationships, where you're done being what they want. And so you have to, because you said, I won't be stubborn, or I have to be stubborn, or I have to be, then you're going to attract people to deal and bring up that. Somebody on the other side wants you to understand that there is a habitual fear that was planted as a seed. I'm going to put the fear in you, to make you behave. And it's grown. And they said that the moment that you smell lofty energy, somebody that's, narcissistic ways of being, they just, you can feel it. It's haughty. It's just, woof. And it's in their character. It's in their behavior. And when you smell that, it hits the arrested development. And this is when you can't talk, you can't understand, you can't figure it out. These are all part of arrested development. And you can hear other people talk. I'd like to be able to do that. You can't, because it's literally because of fear. So to really get rid of the fear, they want you to hold L3D as well. Why do I see a puppy? Oh, I see a puppy here, and it's just the cutest little puppy I've ever seen. And it's saying it's something about awkwardness. I didn't finish that. Yes. That awkwardness is an installed button, and you felt it so deep within yourself. And the moment you start to feel awkward, like you're going to walk in a room and you realize the person that hates you or is in there. Okay. Your body says, oh, I don't want to. I don't want to. So the day you got in your accident, were you heading to some place that you knew you weren't welcome? Or was there similarities? Because your body is trying to say, I can't. And now you have a chair that makes you go and do. And at the same time, there'd be like, it locks you into place, if that makes any sense. Okay. And when it locks you into place, so your body is trying to say you feel awkwardness to the bone, and you really are going to have to define that. You have to know this little teeny tiny things. I was going to say something, and all of a sudden it's like the awkward says, oh, maybe we should change our words. And we change the words to fit the person's ears so they don't explode. You need to understand all the little teeny tiny awkward things, because your body is like going, and the more that it does it, the more that it tries to protect itself. The fat cells swell up and go around it and trying very hard to say, we love you. You know, you would think, what the hell? Fat doesn't look pretty, but guess what? It's basically protecting you from toxins. And so we have to get that awkward out. R3D is going to be the one that you're really going to address with that, because it says there's a part of you that checks out. You don't want to think, you don't want emotions. And so because the awkward will kick in, then all of a sudden you go into pattern and program, and then you're like 10 minutes later, you're like, but you start to begin to notice. And then, but if you don't know, if you're going into a program, you'll be lulled into thinking. And then you become that, and then you don't realize you're living there for a good day or two, or maybe a couple hours, and you don't realize that. And that is what we want to break. Okay. That is what we're going to break. All right. So now we are going to go, on my list. Premier flooring is, I believe, let me check. Yes. Premier flooring. Just to let you know, somebody, Vintage Babe paid, Diane. I thought you were in here. Oh yeah, Diane's got the twice. Okay, I have to remember that. And then Marianne Miller. Gotcha? Good. So get back to Premier Flooring. She didn't say what she wanted, and Premier Flooring said that they... And of course, I've already forgot who Premier is. But I do know. But I have to make sure I'm absolutely correct, though. Melanie says she wants to talk about, I think she said her interdimensional family, which I think is cool because it's like the third option. Where'd you go, Melanie? I lost it. Messages from my guides and Galactic family. Yes. I knew I saw that. Okay. You have to give me a second because I need to get into this galactic space. Oh. All I hear is greetings. It's a joke, but it still is greetings. They see you. they're happy. They love the pictures. Oh, if you have not seen her pictures, they are so cool. The way she takes them and the totem poles and the people. Then, and what's funny is that interdimensional. The one thing that I always say is that circles and how circles can overlap, and it's like there's a part of you that can see, and it's like looking at a different frequency at the same time, and there's a lens that she's able to do this. So that is, the thrillness of bringing a voice to this, bringing that voice. That's what's important. And it's exciting because there may be just pictures, but soon, if you listen, Melanie, you'll be able to get certain messages. But that'll be down the road. So again, to be able to hear, they're saying that you need to tune down the pride. Now you can have, you need to do pride in your work. That's not the pride. The pride is when you get wounded, which is more of an ego. But you're moving out of that, but it is being so proud you can't hear, because the people that tell you, like in criticism, you got to consider the source. That's not who you're supposed to hear it from. You're supposed to hear it from, like me, people that like your stuff, and that encourages you to do better at what you're doing, and tune in, because we're excited. We want to hear, we want to know that. And they said, in order to really get into that next phase is to, says help from above. Well, so how do we want to put this? So you can call in angels, you can call your galactic family in, you can call planets in. Okay. But get that marrying, marry. When you marry, and that's that fluidity. It makes it so it's perfect, and you're going to get there. But you have to include your gut intuition minus the ego. Open up the heart minus the walls. Open up the way the brain, the right brain, brings information through your higher self. So you already have it. You just have to fine tune the frequency. And they said, just like when you're looking at the pictures, turn the freaking timer on. How many minutes have I done already? Shit. You need to sit there and you need to feel sensations, okay? Like, for instance, when you feel this, when you touch your hair just right, you can feel the sensations, okay? They want you to open up the 7th and then open up the 6th. They want you to feel how they are connected, how they start to vibrate together. They'll be out of sync at first. But then you also have to go down to Mother Earth, connect to Mother Earth, to the Earth star. And when you begin to work with your Merkabah body, like bring the Merkabah up, bring it through the body, and then you can feel the bigger Merkabah. But the point is that you want to hear all the musical notes. You know what I mean? Music, A and A, B, C, D, all those. A sharp, B sharp. There's many, but you can take the standard 12 and you can hear. And then when you do that, you're going to hear with color. Now, you'll probably begin to notice with musical notes. Like they're showing me a picture where you could look at your picture. You're taking a picture. And if you have like a keyboard, click on it. Which note sounds like this? And eventually you're going to hear that it may be E sharp, and you're going to be able to play. And if you pay attention, the next level then would be seeing it with color. Then you'll be able to understand some of the colors you bring through. You'll build your filing cabinet up that when you begin to recognize that frequency, it'll be like love or peace, and you can even have it on the opposite scale. What do they want you to work on, or what? So you can learn how they are talking to you. Right now, everything is about growth and love and peace. It's not. They're moving. We are in from the 3D to the 5D, and we have the doom and gloom and the pending. Okay, the impending doom. I don't feel that with them. I feel that it's about moving into the enlightenment, helping you, teach you the next level of love. Does that make sense? So if they did talk about negativity, it's about releasing it and learning and growing from it, and not thinking you have to fight it. You resolve it from within. Is it? Where's my mouse? Let's go here. The pride card came up again, but in reverse. They said that you're in a relationship with pride issues. If that's the case, then you really need to allow yourself to move from that, if that makes sense. Okay. Ooh, what's this one? How teachable are you? They want you to become very innocent. Make sure that your cup's not full. Don't say, I know that, because your cup will be full and you won't be able to retain or grow from there. Now, they said sometimes when you're around people that tick you off or that you're not in a relationship, but spirit may speak to them and they'll use it as a sore thumb. It'll be like, oh, I have to pay attention to that, And if you do, then don't have to, just consider the source. It's not about them. It's about spirit speaking through them, and that you're supposed to pay attention to something. That's how you're going to start it, because they want you to understand why you're still intact with the particular relationships you are, because it's how you coped. Maybe it's your comfort zone. And they're saying they want you to notice that. Oh, good. You're moving soon. Okay, good. Resolve whatever needs to be resolved so that you can take, and when you do go, you don't want to take that baggage with you, so resolve it, but also make sure you take all of your energy, close that, take yourself with you, okay? Okay, so now the next person, get back to the screen, is, okay, so I just did Premier. Uplifting is next, Leslie, and then Kay. So hang in there, Leslie. So you got in 6 minutes time, it'll be yours. Uplifting, she didn't say what she wanted to talk about. Nope, she didn't. Okay, so uplifting, you tell me what you want to talk about. And then get ready, Leslie, to tell me what you want to talk about. Well, look at that. So hopefully that made sense, Melanie, because they are excited. It's hard to vibrate and do communications when your energy is tied to that space. And soon when you get your own space or wherever you're at, the frequencies are not going to be blocked, if that makes any sense. Spirit wants to share. Okay. And that's right. You're uplifting, right, Kayla? I just want to make sure. Let me think. Okay, so all of you that says I forgot you, no. Somebody please tell them what the rule is. If you've paid, you get it expedited to be up front. If you want a free reading, you send me an email, and the free reads come after the expedites. So no, I didn't forget anybody. So if you haven't put it in, there's nothing I can do about it. I bet you have more questions. Okay, so Leslie, you emailed me. Kayla, yes. Yeah, okay. All right, Kayla. Oh, God, I feel like raspberries. Raspberry chapstick. So are we talking about something as a childhood, teenager? We're talking about something with a teenager and there was a panic. Strawberry or raspberry chapstick? Panic, a panic. Does it do with your first kiss? First crush? So how do you feel when people see you that are in the audience that know you very well or that you got a crush on? Answer me that, Kayla. Ooh, lost my screen. Answer me that, okay? Because they said that you go into great overwhelm. And you panic, but that you can work through that. But it's when it hits the overwhelm that it causes the gallbladder to do this chattering. And then you're getting thrown off mark and you're like, wait. And so when you're an actor, an actress, flowing, and they're saying that you took your eyes off what you're due, then boom, you makes you miss a cue. That's what they want you to heal. They said that all of a sudden you go into, oh my God, I am unworthy. And there's a part of you that doesn't want to be seen. And then, oh, well, maybe I should give it my all. And then you trip or something. The point is that it's the panic energy that goes along with the feeling unworthy that causes this next, I guess, I want to call it a hiccup because I know you'll get through it. They said that you diminish your character. You start to dim your light. You start to contract your energy. And so then when you start to contract that energy, it's like all of a sudden you'll create bumps on the floor and you're like, where'd that come from? And I just tripped over it and there's nothing there. Okay. It's when you contract that energy. The heart aspect of it is that it goes into frightfully overjoyed. Okay. Frightfully overjoyed is very simply as like if you got in a car accident, you're frightened as hell, but then you're overjoyed you lived. Okay. Same thing when you're on that stage. You're frightened as hell because you've seen somebody you know, but at the same time, you're overjoyed that they're there, but yet you're like, ah, and you begin to dim the light. They don't want you to do that. So to begin to heal this, you would do R3D and then L2D, because all of a sudden the R3D is about kind of like going into that overwhelm, which throws you off. Part of you wants to go into self-preservation. Some part of you thinks, oh, maybe I should not think or feel. And then L2D, because it's about you think that they're going to exert their power, and then all of a sudden you lack power. So those are the two that you would want to avoid. Oops, did you answer? Okay. Okay. So when you feel that did I say the word unworthy? It doesn't matter. All I heard is you put yourself in, instead of being in that all that you can be, you go into an it. You become this object, and then all of a sudden this object is unmovable. So then it's like I don't have legs. I can see you just like fumbling is what I'm seeing. And they're showing me your whole energetic pattern wants to go, oh my God, because you now not only looked at them and then you saw that you maybe missed a vowel. The rest of us didn't hear it, but you did. Oh my God, I missed the vowel. The whole world's coming down. And then they're still watching and they think that, and you think you're losing it. And the audience is like going, oh, they think it's part of the show. And it isn't until afterwards you go home and when all the audience is there that part of you just beat yourself up, fall apart, and just, oh my God, give me, Calgon, take me away. If you ever remember those commercials. Oh, they're so long ago, it tells you how old I am. But it's just this. Is this a strategy? No, this is an actual program that you developed when you were 4. And it goes into, I don't know how to be compatible with people. And I don't know if your mother said, go out and talk to people, say hello, give them a kiss. And you're like, no. Or you knew how to put on a show and you did it, but you weren't sure about boundaries and all this other stuff. If that makes any sense. Where? Talk more about the object. What do you want me to say? She can't? Oh, you become an it. Oh, that makes perfect sense. Okay, so you put yourself in the it position because you're waiting for them to expand who they are. They're like, I'm more important than you because I'm the elder. I'm the, I'm whatever. I'm the boyfriend. I'm the one you had to credit. It's whatever you label it. Energy expands in such a great detail that that's what you imagine. Why? Because the it may not happen, but the prediction that your brain does goes into not memory, but into the right eye of construction mode. This is the pretending, this is the imagination. But if it goes into construction mode, you're trying to run to the end of your timeline and predict what they're going to do, say, and be. And your RTJP, which is the right temporal junction parietal lobe, its only job is to think what other people think. So you got to calm that part down. That part wants to take over on you, and they said use R1S. Okay? And relate it to your stubborn self of not wanting to move. At least someone remembers that commercial. Okay, so Leslie, dear. Leslie. Let me get back up there. Oh, I didn't email. That's right. I mean, Leslie. Let's go up here and find it, dear. Oh, no, that's the screenshot of the, oh, no, there she is. What is in store for this month, and does my mom have any messages? Okay. Okay, so one variable really stands out. Oh, that's odd. Is that there's a fear of the future. And then all of a sudden, I'm seeing this chair. It's not it reminds me of an older chair, but it looks like a high back chair, but you're just sitting there. See, I see it as empty, but they just said you were sitting there, which now I've got to figure out what that means. Was she or the mother? No. What about this chair? Mm-hmm. 4 years old, you felt, oh, if I look, you are small compared to that chair. Oh, well, isn't that interesting? So do you feel small? So that's a good question. Do you feel small? Because it says that represents the insecurity, and the insecurity came about when you were 2.5. And they said that you then turned towards yourself and decided that you had contempt for yourself. And you weren't very nice to yourself. And I feel like you done something wrong and you didn't like to be punished. So you turned around and started to punish yourself because you needed to learn your lessons according to how a mother and a child, or father, parents, whatever, in a child works. You develop the reaction. Well, isn't that interesting? Of disdainfulness towards yourself and towards others. So it's an actual lens. It's huge. Your mom said that you did that, and she can never understand because she first thought, oh, what a good child, she's learning. But then she watched you go into kind of like separating yourself. Does this make sense? This is where the type of reading where I'd like to do more detail. This is why it's important we talk. But or something about a detail. Where are you at? Lost it. Okay. So if this makes any sense, Leslie, I hope you're listening. Because, yes, okay. Because what I feel, she's pointing out the big chair and a small girl. But she said there's a lot of times you make yourself small because I then see you big. And she says you started to do this a long time ago, is that you always made yourself second best or made yourself small so that other people can feel important. Is that true, Leslie? Because you may be an adult and you may not be noticing that you're doing that, but you are to some degree. And you may, if you repressed it, then it's going to be coming out, because I feel like pop goes the weasel, which means your shit's going to start popping in your face. And they said you have to pay attention to how you thought you had to become very self-centered when it comes to certain people. Think about this. Is that true? So it's not all the time. It's like, I see you as the big girl. You're fine. And then there will be a certain signature, a certain person will appear. All of a sudden, whoop, you go into your program. But at the same time, you have to kind of match and mirror their behavior. And that was fine. But now you're kind of waking up more, Leslie. And then you're like, but I don't really know if I like that anymore. You're beginning to question inside, do I really need that character? Do I really need that behavior? I don't think I do. So that's a good thing. Your mom says you're waking up. And she's over there happy as woohoo, woohoo. Okay. And this is what is happening. What? Why do I feel like I'm cold? Is your house cold right now? Or are you going through menopause? Or did you watch, wait, did you watch your mother go through menopause? Why am I freaking frigid? Oh, wait, that's another word. Was somebody frigid? If that makes any sense. Will my gifts flourish? Oh, well, let's see. That's what we're trying. She says that's what we're trying to aim for, is because you're beginning to wake up. If you begin to wake up and let go of those, putting your energy into the morphine with these people, and you start to hold your own, that energy will not be controlled by the environment. That energy can be put into the intuition in your heart and your higher self, which then your gifts will flourish. But right now, your gifts are put on hold because you have to become more mindful of who you are, what you are, and how it happens. And do you really want to continue with these particular behaviors? Because when you decide that you don't really want to do that, it's okay. And that you can put up healthy boundaries and say, I really don't want to be that way today. I don't need to bitch today. I don't need to do this today. And when you do this, okay, the energy will then come into this one particular space. And what will happen? You begin to stay home inside of you. Your energy doesn't go, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, because that's part of what the triple warmer is supposed to do. It's like the center on an old pirate ship. Oh, looking for rocks, danger, danger. But when you come in and you stop this first, second, and third chakra saying, I have to survive, but you're moving up in the fourth, fifth, and sixth, and seventh, which is I trust, and I'm going to hold my energy in. And as I trust and I start using my abilities, then you don't have to always go into that automatic response of letting your survival be first. Your survival will be second. And trust me, it'll stop you from stepping out in front of a van or a car or a bus that goes by. You will, it's because you've already worked it. You already know a lot of your patterns. I hope that makes sense. Kay, you're next, hon. I did that right? Because I got premarital. Yes. Kay, let me get back to her. So, she says, would love to have any spirit message and to see if all the clearing we did cleared my way to dream cabin. Good point. Okay. Wow. What is that? Okay, what I'm seeing, I read your question. I asked them to go there, and instead of being a mirror, I just went into the space. Now, I feel like I'm on top of the clouds. That can be a good thing. But as I'm trying to look through the clouds, it's kind of, there's like some gray areas. And it's like, is that good or bad? It is something that you, the next layer to look at. But to drop out of there and to answer your questions about did you do enough clearing to bring the closer to the cabin? So Spirit says, well, if your cabin is at 100%, you were at a 4, which we were at a 0. So before you were like constantly fighting, you did all that healing, you moved up incredible amounts. You leveled up to a 4. And so you're getting there. And so now we're going to go back into what it is that you need to look at. And they said, why do you have a Band-Aid on your wing? So that means we have to readdress something that's on your wing. Okay. They said that the Band-Aid, see, they're all there, but on your wing, I see a Band-Aid on the one that we worked on. And they said that you've had to come up with it. So I need to ask, have you felt discouraged in the last few days? And have you felt defensive? And again, they said you may not know about the defensive one because it's part of your personality and character that was in place. But you're investing enough energy into that we need to take it out so that you can move into the new aspect of who you are becoming, if that makes any sense. It's just a Band-Aid, which means it's temporary. It's a boo-boo. Okay. All right. So you may not be aware of it, Kate. Like, for instance, okay. So when people start to really wake up with this, they have no clue that they are 100% emotions all the time. So when you think of the cabin and it hasn't come, and did you feel discouraged? When you were at work, did you feel discouraged for someone? Did somebody display in front of you the next ring out? So this is you. And then the first ring out, did somebody display that they were discouraged, that there was a defense going on? Did you put up your wall? You're like, you don't want to be around those people. Okay. Because in order for you to move into the alignment of your path to that big bubble of where your cabin is, you have got to move more out of being ego and more into spirit. So that means you have to start creating the physical body to be more of the light body. And to get the light body, there's a party that has to transform the spiritual, which issues that transformed in the physical. That means you have to address the emotional and the mental in order to address the physical. Now, your physical looks pretty good, but you're talking about spiritual issues now, hence the Band-Aid. Does this make sense? Well, it's not about just staying up all the time, because you can be an overcomer. An overcomer means that they don't even see any issues. You asked me to help you to resolve those cords, those entanglement cords, those things that you would have to overcome. But the roots are still there. And so if we go into looking, and that's why they've done it with grace and ease, because you work with so much of the angels and things. So what they're saying very simply is, when you look at the emotion, oh, you know what? I did feel discouraged. That's why it's not just inside. That's why it's the first ring, second ring, third ring. Let's say you're watching the news and you're like, oh, yay. And oh, God, there's that person again. They're talking. That can be discouraged. Or you're like, oh, I don't believe that. That's a defense. And it's not that again, you're pulling out of just being ego. You're going into the 5D world. If you're going into the 5D world, you really have got to allow the ego just to be the lens that it is and not be the one in charge. None of this out here has to own you. It's just an illusion. Oh, good. Makes perfect sense. Gotcha. Okay. What? But she's really good at it. Oh. Do you have fear of the unknown? I know you have a lot of beautiful people that are around you that already can help you with the fear of the goobers, but the unknown. The unknown could be, well, I don't know if I don't know what's going to happen in a week from now. I don't know if I'm going to get that cabin. And it is sometimes just simply unknown that causes you to go into ego, that makes you maybe the fear of change, or the fear of, are we really going to be making it? Will he make his step? Remember, if your ego is over here looking and trying to predict with your brain and taking those old programs that have not been resolved, you're going to move in a particular state that is not your spiritual, authentic self. It pulls you. And it's not daydreaming, and it's not, but what it's doing is going into the construction zone of the variable that's asking to be resolved. Does that make any sense? Let's see. So the fear of the unknown is not even yours. This is, you've had a lot of interesting things happen to you, and you didn't understand it, and that became fearful. But then you began to surround yourself with people that, oh, I know how to help you, Mary. Art Mary, where did we get that? Did somebody call you a different name one time? This is weird. Hold on. Why would I say that? Was it a slip of the tongue? Was it somebody's name? No. Oh, wait. Whoa. Got it. Now to translate it. Oh, Jesus. Okay. So in my life, this is who I am, but people don't really know me. But they know how a person so they know my husband, but they don't really know me, but they know my husband's exes, the ex that he had. And so the woman that was talking to me, I made a gesture. I sneezed or something. And I said something and she says, oh, don't worry about it. And she called me this other woman's name. Ego said, should I take offense to that? I go, no. And then it's like, wait, what? Spirit says, well, notice it's about learning. It's about the filters. It's filters. So I was put in a position where, one, should I take offense? Two, is she saying I am that other woman? Okay. But that's all ego. What I was supposed to learn from that was this is her pattern. So you've got people that have their own patterns. And you got to decide whether you want to be in their space or not. Does that make any sense? Okay. Wait for your response. Because it's defining where you end and they begin. It's defining that it's whatever is their character and their personality. You do not have to respond to it, fall for it, lose it. Part of the unknown is not knowing that you do that, but it also is to wake up and go, oh, so I'm projecting this personality to do this. But guess what? I don't really have to fall for it. So I'm watching this woman do this and I thought, And I realized, I don't really want to connect because this is not my avenue. I'd rather be in sync with you all. Mm-hmm. This was in a very much of a situation that you have to be mingled with people, and I was open to it, but she wanted nothing to do with me. As soon as she asked me what I did, I started to tell her. She cut me off, started talking to somebody else. I'm like, okay, we're not in alignment. And Spirit says, why waste my time? No, I could have took offense of how she acted. Good. She says it's making sense, but you're moving. So look at these as are called hits. That's good. If somebody rejects you, don't try to tie yourself up to that person and get them to like you. That's an old pattern of that needs to be resolved. So now they're saying that, where are you going? Sluggish memory. When you were born, what about it? Wow, they said it freaked from the birth. It was something about a lofty energy. Oh, she's going to grow up to be a doctor or something. You know what I mean? It's like, did they already have plans for what you were supposed to be? Do you know what I mean? It's like, you're going to be something. So that could be just an example. This could be, you're going to be something. Or maybe they, could have been just a way to talk, or they have an agenda. But the point is that the memory is that you become very self-conscious that you're not that. I'm not that. You held that. That's interesting. You've held that. I'm not that. Yes, because your vibration just had completely dropped. I just saw it drop. So as I'm talking, you neuroborn. Okay, so was it no? Yeah, she knew. See, it was directed at me. So was it good? Yes, but it wasn't me. Making you something that you're not. Oh, I can see how they're connected. Oh, because that's the story I just told. Yeah, I caught up. So, So you're not in sync with what people are saying that you're supposed to be. Does that make sense? Literally, does that make sense? So you have to find more about who you are and become more of what you want, and not be in sync with what you think you have to be or how you have to be. That time is about up. You're ready to start to find out more about who you are and move in the direction that you're meant to, if that makes sense to you. Okay, now after K, I need to have the chart. That doesn't help. And that's not going to help. So that was, where are we at? Okay, Vintage Babe is next. Tammy, sweet bee. All right, we got we already got it. Miss Tam. Let me just read what you've got. Because you just said 12 minutes. So it was smart to put Tammy in there. I have to go back up. What is it that Tammy wanted? Oh, where am I? Did you write me? Tammy, what is it you wanted to talk about, honey? Hi, hon. What is it you wanted to talk about? Because if you wrote me, I got to find it. Okay, so people put the paid there. That one's finished. Okay. I lost all of a sudden. I don't see where it is that you want me to talk about. I've got it for 12 minutes. I did get that right. Just general, that's it. I know you put it in there as just general, but I feel like you had a question. Maybe it was something that you wrote up above. Okay, and they wanted me to, no, that wasn't, but I'm supposed to, okay, why is it? Is it feeling that lost again? No. We're going to go with it. I have to run with it, because when I start displaying behavior, that means I'm supposed to pay attention to that. So even though she wrote it, I couldn't see it. Is that the thing? So does she have problems making herself visible to the world? When you talk, she suggests, do you feel like sometimes you'll talk and people can't hear what you just said? Or they get different parts and you feel like they're selective hearing? I think you're missing a note, Tammy. Literally. Let's put it this way. So as people get older, I can't remember what bar it was. I can't remember where it was at. Maybe it was in some Irish pub. But the point was that there was teenagers loitering in front of it. And they were like, go away, go away. And they're like, yeah, no. So they put in a speaker that did a very high pitch, but nobody really heard it, okay, except for the teenagers. The people that were coming in the pub, they had no clue it was making the noise. You got this so far? So sometimes we hear notes and sometimes we don't. The younger we are, we hear more notes. But I feel like sometimes, because you do this with me every time, but I feel like I can't hear. So how many notes am I not hearing? So it makes me all of a sudden not read everything she says. One note. And is that what you may focus on? You're missing A sharp. No, A, B. A. Yes. So you're missing that. Tell me what it's about. It's about you being. So do you feel like your life's monotonous? The reason I ask is because the note that you're missing, it usually plays along with the liver meridian. You're here. You're funny. But do you hear people criticize you, or do people think you criticize them? Who's not? Because I don't feel like you're in alignment. I feel like you're just vibrating out of that particular, what do you want to call it? You're just vibrating just enough out of that, and you can't be heard. Now, I know you're here. I can feel the mirror. Okay. I see your name, but when I go to try to read certain things, I can't see it. So is it about not seeing? No, it's not being heard, because I kind of like, even though I may not know what your voice is, I can hear your voice. So deep down, you stored it at 9 years old. You had compatibility issues. You did not want to be compatible with somebody that was disconnecting. Were you disconnecting? They were very disconnected. Mm-hmm. And their identity was to be mean, to be scornful. Years of chaos. Ooh, monotonous. And they would be, if you didn't keep it monotoned, then there would be this, it's like, like they're the ones that set the tone. And you come in with your different vibrations. And it kind of would disturb them. And the relationship of the communication is there was a flow, and the flow was criticism. So everybody has to stay in that flow. And, oh, she says, yes, got a stepbrother at age 9, very mean. Both people criticize and claim I'm critical. Okay, so that would be the flow. So again, whoever this person is, set the tone. I could have been a mom or dad, whatever, but it was a set the tone. This is it. Now, everybody has to be a certain player in this field. Does it make sense? They have to be a certain player. They have to wear a certain hat. They have to be a certain way. Okay? Oh my God. Now, all of a sudden, it's like I can't walk on the ground because there's impending doom. I mean, literally, I feel like I can't even walk on my tiptoes. I have to walk on air. And the only way to survive was to be like them. Because you panic, but then you be like them. I often feel misunderstood, Mom. Okay, so you grew up with a narcissist. So with that means you probably can never please. You probably been gaslighted to believe that their story is more important and you're insane and that didn't happen to you. This is me. They could drop something on the floor. You could show them that and it's laying right there. You're saying, well, pick it up. And they're like, what are you talking about? And you're like, but it's right there. No, it's not. Okay. It really feels like there is not a connection. I mean, just not. And yet you have no choice, but you have to grow up into this. And it's like, no matter what you do, you try to become more of a people pleaser. You try to become more of, because see, you're born vibrationally to be something different and to help change that paradigm. Yep, house full of terror, drunk, beaten. Oh, Jesus, really? Oh my God. Yep, narcissist. Okay, so you're born. Now the thing is now you're out of that. And you're still missing a note, because I should be able to hear you, but I'm missing a note. And I think it's because you, for so long, had the lack of power. It disappeared. Does this make sense? That it become your natural instinct to not have it? Because, okay, so now here comes the mirror of the body. So you're lacking. Holy shit, hold on. That makes me not want to see. So that's got to be the liver. My nerves are always on edge. Mm-hmm. Yeah, your soul says it needs you to transform out of being the narcissistic tendencies. Hence, that's why I'm going to be creating the class of what is a narcissist and how to heal your narcissistic little self. You don't even know it's there because you may have hid it away, stored it. For you, my dear, we're going into a dogma. And it's really looking at the construction of your dogma. And it's such a habit that it affects you to the core, and it can cause depression. The environment, just being in the most comfortable place, the environment itself is that you're waiting. Ah, look, yes and no. They all turn to me to fix their stuff using my voice. Yes, because they don't want to do it. They don't want to take responsibility. You start to break away. The problem is it's not your job. It may feel you empowered, but the thing is it takes away your power. You lose power, because if you are forced to be responsible, and by all sense, it's great. You've got all the answers. But when you come to me, I want you to do the self-empowering. I want you to do the healing. I want you to show yourself that I may have the knowledge, but it's you that do all the work. You have to stand in the cause and the effect if you're going to change your world. Because otherwise, people will just start putting more shit onto you and telling you to go solve their problems because they don't know how. You need to teach them how. It's very draining. You will attract vampire people. You'll attract people that are lazy and don't want to do it. And then you have more work to do. I had the friend constantly calling me, crying, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. He's mean to me again today. And I, God love her. I was there every day. And then finally, Spirit says, what are you doing? How is she going to grow? You are stunting her growth. And I'm like, I am? Yeah. I go, how am I stunting her growth? Because you have information and you haven't told her. I said, wait, what? So she calls again and I says, sweetheart, I've got something that will really help you. It's helped me. And it's a healing tool. Now, she started cutting me off. And I says, if you want to hear more, let me know. I never heard from her for a year. People don't touch their identity, but yet, please solve my issue. But if you're getting drained, you have to nip it in the bud. You teach people how to heal themselves. You teach people how to be responsible for themselves, because it's not your job. All it does is drain you. It makes you feel important, but that is a manipulating trick. Again, why would the teenager be cute? Oh, he thinks I'm cute. And then all of a sudden you get the oxytocin up. The oxytocin makes you trust and makes you think you can do anything. And then you get caught in a world of hell with people. And you wonder why life happened that way, because you created a hormone to be boosted in you to say that this person loved you and that this is worth it. And yet you keep getting hurt. I'm not blaming the oxytocin, because y'all need love. Y'all need to be hugged, but you also need to give yourself permission. You need to give yourself love, and you need to put it inside. My mother is dying. Only child. Just get through this. I am standing in my power more. Good. They can't hear it. Yeah, they're not going to understand that this is where, hold on. Let's see if I can bring her through. She has great fear of letting go. And she's at a stage of knowing that she's dishonored you. So there's part of her that's reviewing things before she goes. At the same time, she was not going to give up that stubborn personality, because that's just who she is. But you can go and you can say, she's in an uncertain state. She's not going to let go just yet. Why? Oh, it's just what is. It's just the consciousness. The consciousness is afraid to let go because it thinks there's nothing on the other side. There's something about a blank. So she may think her death is blank. Well, understand, Tammy, even though you says I'm good with being unimportant, it's not that you want you. It doesn't matter about them. You have, I would say cut her off, but you at this point you don't have to. But you can resolve something very good before she goes within yourself, not about her. And I would say you'd want to heal a particular feeling so that you can create closure. And that closure is that you feel overpowered by certain things. And you just need to create that closure. And if you've watched my videos or we've done anything, I would say hold the left wrist second position and hold it with the thumb nice and soft, finger here, finger there, and just think about how the whole situation with your mother. Okay. Oh, it is soon. Okay. Yeah. Dad's visiting now. But yes, that's what I would say to do. And, but yeah, you can resolve a lot of your stuff. So the next person is Mary Ann. After Mary Ann is Ashley, and after Ashley is Star Olson. So Mary Ann, let me check to make sure that, what is it? There it is. Any relationship advice from Spirit. Okay. Okay. You're welcome. All right. So relationship advice. All right. So there's many variables above your head. And they're showing me ones that you're going to constantly repeat. And then they're going to show me ones that are about the future. And they're going to show me about the ones that you're on the fence. And with this, they said that you're on the fence about learning how to express your love. Because you're not quite sure. And the engagement of engaging with people or going into an engagement of something, which is to extend this level of commitment. To take that commitment a little bit further. They said that there's a part of you that wants to retreat, and maybe you should. And that part, remember I told you I saw programs? This part is that it's a habit. It's a habit that you know that you've seen being bullied. So look at relationships. Is this relationship, whether you're in or going to be in, if there's any signs of bullying and you've had it in the past, how did you respond to bullies? Then you already know this is what's going to happen. If you've had bullies in the past and how you were treated, understand this is how you're going to be treated right now in this present moment. Does this make sense? There's a part of you that doesn't know how to be with the chemistry, because it's about feeling that there's invading energies and there's an indifference. So you might have had sex issues. And so there's a part of you that just kind of goes into that symptoms. So when you want to connect chemistry wise, you kind of block yourself because you don't want to be that vulnerable again. And the invading energy is there's a little bit of panic and a little bit of, I can't be me. So like if you're in bed and if you want sex, you want a certain sex position. Can you say it? Can you can you stimulate me down there? Do you know anything about the vagina? Maybe they know nothing, but men don't want to be told what to do. Well, you got to decide if you're going to have a relationship where it's very open and there is no bullying. They say there's a part of you that maybe if you put the chemistry, do things different. Get to know each other first. Me and my husband now had got to know each other for at least 4 years. There was no, we only saw each other once because he came to the U.S. But, there was nothing there. It was just, hey, how you doing? It's not chemistry. I'm talking about no physical, no intimate stuff. But the thing is, we got to know each other. We got to notice that we were in sync, that we had lots in common, and that we could support each other. You haven't freed yourself of something that you need to heal. What do you need to free yourself from? So there's 3 things that happen in our world. And it's so important to understand what those 3 things are. And if any of those are disturbed, you're going to have issues, especially when it comes to relationship. If you're not stable This is muddled thinking and muddled emotions. If the environment is muddled, then you are going to bring this, especially if you had issues from the past and that you think you've overcome, then you probably have roots. That's going to, they said the stability. Now, I feel like you've been working on the security and the safety. I feel like the safety you have to heal because there's some bullying, but the security is there. But the stability is that, oh, my nerves can't take another one of their dickweed moves. That's what I feel, that you haven't healed some type of intolerance that was there. And if you feel you can't you can't tolerate somebody's behavior if you had in the past, then that vibration may be quiet with this relationship. But then after time goes by, then boom. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? Just think about it. You're going to repeat. You're going to start it back up again. How you did anything is how you do everything. They said that there's some family issues, which means, is this more of an epigenetic? No, there's just an actual family issues, and how to resolve this in this case is the habit of how you show up. The habit of how they show up. And like, I wanted this marriage, but I had people told me, oh, you can't divorce, you can't do this, and you can't do that. And then we're not going to accept you if you have a new relationship, and if you have a new life, we're not going to accept that. And I'm like, well, I didn't born in this body just to please you. So hasta la vista. And I left. It's important to understand and own who you are. Okay. And they said that sometimes your friends talk too much. You're feeding you too much information. So if you go to your friends way too much to get information, you're going to constantly get too much information. And your brain is going to start predicting all kinds of things that don't need to be. It's not that your friends are not getting a good from you. It's like, for instance, I had this one person that went to at least 20 psychics. Some are good. Some are not good. Some of them thought they were professional. And all of these different information really screwed with their mind. And when she came to me, she says, help me do something. So I helped her heal something. And then she goes, wow. And this girl, she really made me realize how much she kept, oh, that person's right. Oh, that person's right. And you need to come in alignment within you. And if you need to hear things, that's fine. You need to come inside and learn how to connect with your heart, your gut and spirit, so that when you are talking to your friends, you can hear the gems that they're saying, because sometimes some psychics will even say, this is what it is, and overlay their issues onto your life instead of giving you analogies so that you can look and see how things are connected. Okay. So it's reading more. And, I cannot going to say your name right, but somebody commented, she's feeding them, her food, so she starves. And the thing is that she needs energy to live. And exactly right, Tammy. And that is also, if that's your identity, then she won't realize that she needs them to beg for help. That feeds her as well. So you have to look at how you want to define your identity and your personality. And when you begin to heal that identity and personality, it'll begin to fall away like a piece of garment that doesn't need to be there. And you can feed yourself in a whole new manner, as well as they can go find somebody else to feed off in. Because trust me, they do. I've had several people, which I will not say, was trapped in for many years. Oh, I drive them here. I buy their cigarettes and buy their beer, and always a sob story, always. And it's like, oh my God, I would travel for hours, and then by the time I had my day, I had 1 hour, and then I had to go to bed and get up and go to work. And it's like, spirits, what are you doing? And I says, well, I have to, because, and they're like, did I just hear you say in Arrested Development that you put a self-imposed limitations on yourself? Oh, fuck. And I didn't have my hope therapy tool I have now, but I had tapping. So I tapped it out, and then I said goodbye. I just basically didn't answer. I showed up so completely different that they couldn't rely on me, which was such an important thing. People have to rely on me because that's what makes me a good person. But then I healed that out. And the people that would not survive 1 ounce because they had every sob story in the world turned around and found somebody else to feed off of. They found other people to take care of them. And it was okay. Yeah, they still love me, but at the time they were angry because they were trying, you changed, and then they were trying to pull me back in the world. But I just said, no, this is who I am. They hated it. Okay. Mary, if you happen to notice the conversation when it came to Tammy, I was answering and talking with somebody about the reading I did brief prior. And the thing is that she was always seems to have to solve their problems. Oh, let's go to her. She's got all the answers. And that's great. She's beautiful. She's smart. She's got the answers. But after a while, a person, if it's a vampire energy relationship, which means they don't know how to pick themselves up off the floor because they're waiting for the servants to pick them up. This is the story of how the prince, he fell. King says, oh, don't get up, son. Let the servants. That's what they're there for. And they're really good at what they do. Just let them do it, dear. Okay, so the servants didn't show up one day, and the prince fell, and he's like, well, how do I get up? His muscles didn't know how. His brain, he had an arrested development. How do I get up? And it's the same thing when it comes to that when you have to solve everybody's problems in the world. They don't know how to. And they now expect you to do it because they don't want to. And they need to grow up. And you're doing them a disservice if you're constantly doing it. They can't grow. I know I'm here to help people evolve, and you want them to be great people, and you want to love them, and it's okay. They will always find a supply. They bounce back fast. You wouldn't think so, but both those people I dropped within a day. Don't know how they did it. And then those people stayed with them. I was like, Jesus, I could have stopped doing this how many years ago? I could have had money in the bank. I could have had my car paid off at that time. Yeah, it's like enabling. Duh. Think about it. Oh, I love myself. Didn't need to do that. But yes. But you don't even know you're doing it. It's this particular relationship. All right. Thanks for letting me rant on that sucker. All right. So now we go to the next person, which is Ashley. And then after Ashley is Star. Ashley, Han. Let me look. Okay. Spirit messages and anything else that comes through. Thank you. Oh, okay. So I see two people talking. It's like a mom and a dad. They're adults talking, and there's a door. And it's like, I feel like the little girl's sitting there looking at, just watching. It's like, she's cut her finger and nobody's noticed. And she's like, nobody knows. Nobody's, it's just like, oh, no, just wait, dear. It's just going on and on and on. And then it's like, oh my God, it's a sinking feeling. The little girl just gets, I feel like I'm all alone. I have grown-ups everywhere, but I'm all alone. And so there's a stunted growth that's going on that I'm seeing that's like, I really don't know how to, I mean, I know how to, but I don't know how to. So it's like you're stuck in this limbo part. It's like having to grow up faster than you have to, but at the same time, you kind of stop caring for yourself. Like, let's say you won't take a shower, or you won't brush your teeth, or you won't. It's like you had to trade one thing. Like when you have, as a child, up to the age of 7, there's a part of you that has this needs that need to be met. It's the primal needs. It's not sex. It's about, I need to stay dry. I need food. I need cuddles. I need discipline. And I need all these things because that's what makes me a rounded person. But if you're missing something, there can be a fallout. Like, and a lot of times children will have a tendency to not comb their hair or care about themselves some physical way, but they don't know it. And somebody will point it out, but there's not a bonding connection to that. There's just not a bonding connection to that, if that makes any sense. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's just, you just haven't developed something. They're saying this distrust with what? distrust with my own consciousness of what it is I'm supposed to do. I mean, literally, I'm sitting back going, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Literally, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Hey, we finally got in the 30s, or almost in the 40s. That's good. And bling. Okay, so there's a depression feeling I'm feeling because it's like, hey, I will notice this and then I'll. Not sure how that goes, that feeling. Okay, I'm not sure how that goes. This feeling just sits back and how do I define this feeling? It's I can't figure out feeling. Which one? The sorrow, but you can't feel the sorrow. I feel the irrelevancy. That's the one I feel like I can't connect. A sigh. And I feel like these all come from someone on the other side. I can't see who they are because, see, I have one person is representing, but there's 4 people that are over there. Oh, finally she acknowledges. And they said that these were the habits of the household. Everybody knew their roles and their places, and that there was a lot of ego that was, frozen is a good word. A lot of egos that are just, it was like a negative environment, but at the same time, there was a lot of love. It was really weird. How do you want to explain it? But I just feel like you kind of, now I'm going to ask, did you disconnect? Yes, because I didn't really want to be a part of it, and it goes back. Now they're doing it again. They're making me look at how these people are arguing and talking, and it's all about them. And you're like, but I don't really want to be a part of that. And I feel like there's this disconnect. Intentional. When did you do that? 3 years old. Why? Well, it's a habit, and it's awkward, and I just don't feel that I just don't like all that obsessing. I don't like all that hysteria. And I keep wanting to put my head down. Does this even sound like you? This is how they're describing it. Because it's just this, I'm not sure what that, did I just get hit? No, I have teeth problems, sinus problems. Do you have something going on with your face? Or did you know somebody had something going on there with their face? Ooh. Yes, it does. Okay, so, that other part, but oh my God. Literally, I feel, I don't know if I got in a car accident or something, if I feel deformed or, yes, it is Ash's reading. There's something strange, something very bizarre here. Is this also like a mask? You have to hide yourself? You have to hide yourself. Ooh. Can I ask you why? She's what? She's determined what? She's determined she has to live their way as long as she hides herself. So have you hid yourself? God damn it. Oh, it could be. She says maybe it's your grandma's skin cancer because, oh my God, it feels like it's eaten away. So that would be the cancer, a cancer feeling. I don't like that feeling. Reading's over. Thank you. Yes, they love you. They love you. They break the family curse and break that habit of hiding yourself. Yeah, she says, she keeps saying that you hiding yourself and you got to stop that. That's all I hear. Oops, silly girl. Okay, next, the page that I have, the last page I have is Star Olson. Then it becomes the free minute reads. And if you've paid, and I haven't called your name out, see, Pilly, you paid, but how come I don't see you? All right, I'm going to have to, Pilly, I did not know that. All right, Pilly, I'm going to go to Log into PayPal. Something's going on with PayPal. Something went wrong. Yeah, please try again. Mm-hmm. So, Pilly, you paid. Where is it? Something keeps repeating. Why aren't those coming through? Okay, Zoveyda Alanis. That did not come through. What the hell? See more activity. What is going on here? In vintage, yeah, okay. So, Pilly, is that you, sweetheart? Yes, it is. How come it didn't come through? All right, Star, you're gonna have to wait a minute. I got to do Pilly because there were several people before, and Mary Ann Miller paid. Why aren't these showing up? This is ridiculous. Okay, PayPal. I don't know what you're doing today, or it's my emails. Okay, so we're gonna go Pilly. Then it has to go Star, and then it has to go Mary Ann. Why? All right. I can't trust this today. Mary Ann Miller. Okay. So I have Diane. I did this one, that one. And Ashley I just finished. Well, this is really screwy today, isn't it, people? I am so sorry. I did not mean to lost my screen. Where'd my people go? There you are. Okay. So if you follow along with the with at the top, if you can see it, it is an actual link that shows how much it cost. Or there's a link that shows Australian. But if you pay in the US, you can click a button, put AUD. But if you pay in US, you'll pay in the full amount, and then the leftover will be a tip. Or you pay in AUD and you get a discount because of the fact that there's a what do you call it? The exchange. Y'all know what I'm saying. Now, where's it at? There it is. Okay. Now, 1 minute. Angela Rose just paid. Okay. I'm not even going to trust the email. Good God. But, but this thing keeps hanging up. Angela said she paid. This is what you get when you live in Australia and your co-host is not in the same room with you. Oh, essential oils. Is that you, honey? Essentially yours, oils and Reiki. And I think that would be, get back to the screen, Angela, right? Angela Rose. Mercury retrograde. Yes. I got a tip. Oh, I bless you. I honor you. You honored me. I honor you. Okay. Yes. Remember, if you can't stick around and you did want a 1 minute read, understand it'll be at the end. And, that's where they all hang out. Okay. So, Pilly, I am so sorry, dear. Now, so it goes Pilly, Star, Mary, and Angela. So if you've, I will look to see if you emailed me a question. It's hard to tell. So I think we're going to have to keep those. There you are. Pilly says, anything spirit wants and how to activate my abilities. Can we do that? And then heal them, Yeah. The shoe's on the other foot. The shoe's on the other foot. So are you able to feel the shoe on the other foot? Are you able to feel what other people feel? So you're doing more empathy work. They said that under pressure, self-guilt. Okay, so first of all, if you are learning how to be an empath, I need to do a class on empath. If you're going to learn how to be if you are an empath, you have to learn how to not absorb, but to observe. You need to learn how to, that when an empath, your abilities start to kick in, you've got to heal those issues that your soul wants you to resolve, which is guilt. If you have a lot of guilt, unnecessary guilt, there's guilt when you've done something wrong. And unnecessary guilt is when sometimes you think that you should be guilty and you feel the guilt, or you have a narcissist that tells you that you should be guilty, or the world says, oh my God, shame on you, and there's a guilt for that. You're being an empath. As you begin to evolve into the 5D world, you have to heal unnecessary guilt. Okay. Heal that out, and you could hold R3D, because that's setting off the trigger warmer, and it goes into unworthy. So as you begin to grow and use your abilities, you have this cycle that there's self-guilt, and then it comes in. So look at how you do self-guilt. You need to write those down, and you think, oh yeah, so you write it down. You're good. Take a deep breath. Wait. Thank you, Spirit, for grace and ease. You'll see how you do it with people, things, time. That's why you take a note throughout the day, and then you go and heal it out, because you want to get it all out by the roots. And when you go to find these, do you have any missing notes? Okay, to find your voice. So first of all, if you have guilt, you're not going to have a voice, because you're going to be a good girl, or you're going to check yourself, or you're going to put self-imposed limitations. And when you do that, you will not be able to use that voice, because you're using that choice to fulfill something else. When you begin to use that voice, you have got to put healthy boundaries down, and that means you have to attract better. When it comes to not absorbing people, now here, I know it sounds like I'm all over the place, but you will make yourself those choices and things like this based on your immune system is constantly listening all the time. That's for everybody, even if they don't have the empath abilities kicked in. But this is in your immune system will become whatever. So let's say you're a sorrow, you're going to have a sorrow immune system. But your body is listening 24/7. And when it does this, it's the first, second, and third chakra. You're constantly feeling, how's my environment? Are those installed buttons, are they going off? Has the triggers occurred because of that trauma? Do you feel safe? Is it because of the wet? You're looking. You don't even know you're doing it, but your body is doing it. The GPS is set. Oh, we have to avoid these people. All of these things. So with the new energies that are coming on the planet, a lot of the light codes are flipping on, and they're really asking you to step up and heal your shit. You'll notice in the planet that things seems to be getting worse. No, it's creating for the resolution. It's got to push you out of your comfort zone. You're like, fine, we're going to solve this. We're going to do this there. It's my part. I'm going to solve it. Well, it's part of moving your ass, because that's what was supposed to happen. So when it comes to the idea of creating healthy boundaries, and while you're learning, is you have to look, how many knots do you have out there? I am not going to be that. Oh, I will not be that way. And it's the energy that you put into. And if you do that, understand you're not going to have good boundaries. You're always going to say, oh, I feel guilty because I'm going to become that, or I'm going to or I have unnecessary guilt. You need to heal the knots, resolve those down, get your energy back, so that you can get the wisdom to the point where you're creating healthy boundary. Now, when it comes to those, if you haven't done those, there is energetically boundaries, because your body's constantly listening. You need to do connecting heaven and earth. You need to go into the next stage of, let's see, my website will show you all the free healing tools. Connecting heaven and earth, you're rubbing your hands together, there's a whole motion, but you're separating, and then you're connecting. And you're breathing and you're looking. You follow, you're doing both sides. What this does, and you'll see step by step, what it does is it literally is cleaning out and then connecting. And then you're reestablishing the layers of your aura. Okay. And you're cleaning that out. Now, there is a different way to just clean the aura, but this is because you have figure eights in your field. Okay. Because you're made of figure eights, you're made of those. Then connecting heaven and earth. Can you see that big figure eight? And then the Celtic weave, bringing the elbows together and deliberately doing this and slapping the energy out. Breathing and using force. And you use it at all of your connecting points, okay? Your hips, your knees, and your ankles. And when you do this, it's a whole nother level, because now you're doing the outer realm of your aura, and it just creates this thing to the point where you push people's energy out. And then if you heal the magnetism, emotions are magnetic, thoughts are electric. Emotions and thoughts create form. Now, you take those emotions of self-guilt and you have a tool, or you tap it out, you get it out. When you push it out and then you heal it out, the emotions calm it down, the thoughts calm down, you'll stop magnetically attracting the shit that's crossing the boundary. Okay? When you've done that, then you'll have this aura. Shit will happen out here, but you're not going to be magnetizing it. And you get to see it in a next ring out. Now, if it's happening and you get no twang, not a big deal, nothing sticks out your sore thumb, you're fine. But if you start twanging and you see it, and you're still holding your energy, you're asked to heal that projection further, because you're now healing the rest of the way that things are intertwined. Okay. The next person is Star. Star. No specific question. I would just like any messages I need to hear from my guides and past loved ones. Okay, so they said feel the force and be with it, be one. When they're talking about that, is that that's your personal power, but they're saying they want you to notice. You want to notice, where are we going? We're stuck. We want you to notice how you get stuck. Well, that's interesting, because see, the thing is that when you have, all right, so here you have love or fear. Love is power, fear is force. And you can be the force to be reckoned with, and that's usually what people do. But if you have your power, then you are stepping into faith and strength and hope, and you are working with all of you and the universe. That's all of you, by the way. And then you get to expand that energy. Okay. They're saying that sometimes you feel like you're not enough. So, and it goes right into this hip. So they're saying that your energy, and then all of a sudden you contract it right here. And then it gets bigger, but you contract it right here. There seems to be a lot of pink. It's like trying to heal whatever it is. You're trying to heal something right there. So what is that? It's guilt and panic and stubbornness. And this is your 2-year-old self. So this is a 2-year-old self. Just let me look back. I got to see from you, what is the story? Oh, this is a hide. This is a physiological. Okay, so it's like the fight, fright, freeze. This is, I got to hide. So there's all of you, but yet there's an instability. Is it in the, it's in the, all my life, I felt like I was worthless. Now, is that true? Because I can't tell if it's you or if it's somebody behind me that's telling me this, because normally it'd be the mirror. But in this case, it feels epigenetically, so it's something that's passed on. What are you doing to my body? It's just unstable. I want to cry. I'm stuck. Okay, what a particular thing are you stuck at? What happened? Was there a death, a loss? And oh my God, I'm not wanted. Is this you? Are you not wanted? Where are you at? You were there a second ago. Star. Because does it affect security? Yes. Does it affect the safety? No. So you become very insecure and everything becomes muddled. Every time you become insecure, you become muddled. And every time you become worthless, you don't even know that's happening, because up here in your mind, I'm not feeling that. or I'm not thinking that. I'm feeling a program. And that means the little self is trying to tell me something, but yet you keep running around and I can't find you. She says, at times, that's how I feel. But you keep running around. And I'm trying to ask you to calm down. No, that's the wrong word. All right. As you're running, can you tell me why you are... Oh, just stop that. Because I always got in trouble because I was somebody said you were too hyper, your energy was too strong. They didn't like it, so then they labeled it, and you stopped. And you gave me a flower. And you could get love, but people just, that's just her. So does that make sense, Star? Well, I'm going to put that flower in my vase. But does that make sense? Oh. Now. You just bumped into your own self and called yourself that I'm unsafe. So you have taken the labels and put it farther deep into yourself. I was that kid. So you've taken those labels. So think about it. Write down what labels they gave you because you've taken them in. Because literally when you stopped, then all of a sudden you ran into me and you ran into yourself. And it's like, what I heard is that that's why you have to, because it was deemed bad. That was the dosed group and everyone complained that I was high energy. Oh. Okay, how do you want to heal this? Liver. Well, no matter where you turn, they couldn't take that high frequency. Oh, and did you come into a narcissistic family? Oh. So you were born to help change the paradigm, and instead you got locked into it. And now there is great contempt going on. And as I look at the kaleidoscope, I can see it like in every little tiny part. You're going to be scorned. All right, that's what you need to heal. You need to look at that label, and that's scorn. You look at how you're rejected because that's you. You're scorned. If you were to do hope therapy, I would say R1S, right wrist, first position, soft. If not, tap it out. Wow. Star, you're loved. You got everybody probably in this room sending you love right now. And hopefully you can receive it. Oh, guess what? As the energy was going, that kind of love hurts her. So she has to stop. She can't receive that love because she was told she couldn't receive that love. So that energy of that beauty of that love hurts her. Fine. We will send you energy that's joy and that you can come out when nobody's looking and take it. Okay. So we're going to just send that love that she can have on that vibration. We're going to put it over here. She can come and get it anytime she wants. Know that that's available, sweetheart, for you. And let's say in the middle of the night, you're like, oh, I could use some of that joy. Just, you have to be okay to open that up and take it in, because you can only handle so much frequency. Because let me explain, people, if you want that love, okay, the more I channel, that's pure love. I know it would burn me out. It would burn my nerves. So I can only learn how to build up to each level of love there is. Okay. The love that's available on this planet, her love in this case, that gets, okay, so we're sending her love. That love is said, oh, you can't be you. So when we send our love, she's like, it says to her, you can't be you. But if we make it joy and whatever she can accept and put it out here, then she can come and get it. And she knows it because we told her that it's hers. And now she just can go in and receive it in a different way. She says, I'm in a relationship currently where at times I am too high energy for them. It's just passion and excitement I feel. The only reason you're attracting yourself into that is because that's what you knew. And if we could heal how you have to love that and be that and attract that, then you will actually resolve to evolve and then attract somebody that's more your energy field and more you. Got it? Okay, good. All right, we care about you, and we have sent energy there, and I'm going to continue to keep feeding it for you, and you can just come out and get it anytime you want, honey. Next person is Mary Ann Miller, and I'm going to double check to make sure. So if Mary Ann, if you haven't written me, then write it down there. I'm going to look. Aha. Relationship advice from spirit. Yes, relationship advice from spirit. Oh, okay. So you have a physical reaction. Excuse me. Okay. So anyway, Star says, yep, exactly. Sometimes I can't feel I can be myself. Well, we need to help you heal it. You may want to make an appointment, sweetheart, but you have to remind me when we go to heal. Oh my God. Okay. Whew, Mary Ann Miller. Your body. Now I'm like, what do you call it? Nervous? Is that when you get sweaty palms, sweaty pits and stuff like that? Isn't that what it is? Because all of a sudden my stomach got upset. I got into knots. So there's something going on. Yes. Oh my God. A lot of suspicions. So are you suspicious? Are you here, dear? Marianne Miller, do you feel suspicious, or do you attract people that are suspicious in relationships? Because all of a sudden it's like my whole body has this reaction that goes to people that has to do with that word suspicion. Okay. So if you can, as I'm waiting for that. Ken, did you send you wanted a 1 minute read? We haven't even gotten through the expedites yet, but do know if you have sent it. Just going to check. Ken's patiently being. So I'm going to look and see if Ken, you did make it on the list, so you will get it. I did receive it, just let you know, because you can send it and I may not receive it, but I received it. So after the expedites, what's that? Oh, wait, what? I'm confused. Oh, I think that was a mistake. I'm confused myself. Are we still on the air? Yes. Nothing ended, right? No. Well, that was bizarre. Okay, so I'll turn the timer back on. Yeah, you already read me. I already read you, Marianne? Really? Well, that's bizarre. How did Spirit do that? Now, how did I do that? I'm supposed to make myself confused. Vashita posted you wanting the free read. Is that the case? Let me check. Well, after this is Angela Rose then, regardless. These are the people that's paid. How did I do that? Yeah, no. Yes, there you are. You're in the Vashita. I can't say it. Yeah, you made it. All right. So apparently I wrote it wrong. Star. Okay. So then it goes Angela Rose, which is essentially yours. Angela Rose. And then if nobody else, then we'll do the free reads. So hang in there, guys. Just remember that your free read will be after 2:40, probably somewhere in there. Yep, I got that. Well, I've already gotten I'm confused. Where am I at? I am lost. All right, I'll read off any of those and then we will go into the finishing with essentially yours. I got to make sure essentially yours, if you sent me something, and that would have been Angela Rose. Is that the health? Is your last name? Okay, you guys are different. Okay, I see it as Angela Rose. Up here is an Angela Boyce. Are you the same person? If so, I do have your question. All right, so with the reads, the 1 minute reads, we have Amy Schmalz, Virginia Floors, Daniel Dowdy, Ken White, Lori M. No, that's done. Teresa Perkins, Ashley Fashadi, or Fashadi, whatever. Estrella Morgan, Brittany and Victoria Brown, Shannon Bailey, Patricia Henson, Natasha Polstak, Renee Nene. So I just need to know if that Angela voice is, that's me. Good. Oh, thank God. All right. Let me go back to what you said. You said, need some direction on my health and what's going on. Gotcha. All right. So my meridians are running backwards. How many are running backwards? 3. That's simple to fix. Is there any frozen ones? No. The 3 that are running backwards are gallbladder, lung, and stomach. Now, let me tell you about this. When your energy runs backwards, what happens is that you'll start feeling like maybe your head's off or you just don't feel right. Something doesn't feel good. So normally I would say we could do Wayne Cook. But in this case, I'm going to just check you real quick. And you need some more water. The water's not getting into the electrical system. That is very important. And we need to understand your polarity is off. That makes the 3 that are running backwards. If I asked you to, do we need to remove an emotion? The emotion is what's causing it. How many emotions? You'll see the story. All right. So there was some lofty energy that people had running about, made you feel like shit. And then you rejected you're like, I don't want that. And then you're like, okay, you felt their power and you're like worried. And then you go into being petrified. But it could have been in such a small amount or it could have been very large. Whatever happened, your body just said, okay, 3 are running backwards. You're not going to be able to absorb the water properly. So make sure you increase the water. Now we're going to correct this. And we're going to do it in several ways. You go along here. This is your collarbone until you get to the tip of that bone. And then you dip. And then that's the K27. So you're going to get these going and massage them. They don't feel frozen. And this helps to flip. But then you need to go to here. And that's the circulation sex source point. You need to rub this 30 times. Do both sides. And then let me check. Better. Then you need to come here. This is where the bones meet. That's large intestine. Start rubbing here and rubbing here. Ooh, one side feels more sore than the other. How are you doing? Ooh, that's much better. And I just created the burping and all that is that I swallowed that emotion. And then the stomach meridian because of worry. Well, I can't put my foot up on camera, so let me see if I can find my little sheets. And which one do you want? No, on top of the foot. Are you talking about that one and that one? Okay. So your energy is starting to come back, but you will need to, I gotta get the right camera here. Between your big toe and your there, see, second and third, there's a spot right there where the web would be. Okay, you rub that. Rub both sides. Do it about 30 times each. And then you follow that straight up. And up here on the top, you'll feel like 2 little bones come together. And it'll be on the top of the foot. And you're going to rub that. See, it's like, whoops, it's over here. See that one right there? But it's like right here. And you're going to rub. Another 30 times. What happens here is that when you rub one particular source point, it goes to the organs and then it goes all over and zings to the rest of the meridians. But you also have a left and right. So that's why you do both sides. When this is a system versus a meridian, you rub those and it still zings all over. But those are all telling a story. And I just told you what the story is. And when you know what the story is, you can go in and then you can hold R3D if you were into hope therapy. And one of the things about hope therapy is that you can emotionally calm those chemical peptides down, dissolve them out, and your thought processing changes. R3D would be 1, 2, 3, thumb, push in deep, finger, palm. You go like this. And you put it on a scale from 0 to 10, give it a color, and you stay there. And then what happens is you're focusing so much on it that because the blood, your electromagnetic, so it's your blood, and as you hold where you create reality, the blood comes up and then it calms it down and you begin to change. Or you can tap it out. But the main thing is you get very cloudy. Now you need to go into Wayne Cook posture. And on my website, Healing Tools, you'll see Wayne Cook posture. And, Amy can send you the link. If not, you write me. But basically, you're crossing your ankles, and you're crossing your wrist, and you're breathing in. There's a whole process. And you just taking your time, you breathe in, straighten up your spine. Eventually notice if your energy, your breathing is stuck, in your chest, bring it down to your gut. Eventually you're going to get that. Then you swap sides. Okay. Literally you swap sides. When you're done with that, I say a good 7 nice deep in, down breath. And then you put your fingers like this. Okay. Like that. So you're touching your third eye. And what happens is then you stay there for a few minutes. Now, that's going to balance the brain so you don't have all that cloudy thinking, and it's going to start to, now it's better. Okay. So you're made of energy. You may as well heal it by energy, and that way you don't have to do it. Like people that have headaches and things like this, I just walk them through that source point healing, and then their headache disappears. If it's a chronic thing, then we have to add a hope therapy with the source point healing and do all the rest. But heal out how you respond. Your body's physiology literally changes. Does that make sense? Very good. Okay, I'll call you Clara. Good, because I'm terrible with names. My brain does not, I love all those hearts. My brain does not see it that way. Okay, double checking, going over. And, there is another Sherry. Hauck. Don't see any particular thing she wants to talk about. If it's not, write it into the thing and I will talk to you. We'll go here and then we say yes. So Sherry, what do you want? Oh, good. Angela, it makes sense to you, hopefully. But yeah, if you do this, you are going to be very proud of yourself because you're going to start seeing results. The important part is to always empower you, understand the healing tools are within. Got to give you the knowledge, give you the strength, give you the courage, and then you will be able to not have to feel like you're unstable, unsecure, and the safety is not healthy. Oh, good, Pilly. That's so good to know because that's the whole point. You don't need to pay thousands of dollars to learn this. It's already there. Okay. I want to empower you. I want this consciousness to shift, and we can do it. We can. And this is a movement. I'm determined to make this movement. And even if it's just in a tiny wave, it's a ripple. I'll do it, or if it's big, I'll do it because I want people to become happier. Again, Sherry, where are you, honey? Because, did you just want, I see that you paid, but I don't know what you wanted to talk about. I'll look again to see if you happen to, I don't see that you have wrote anything. So we will look again in a minute. Okay. So, Carly, you say you feel it. Excellent. We can do this together, all of us, because see, once, you know what 100 monkey theory is, and that is when you have enough people that by the 100th monkey that is doing the same thing, then it's going to start affecting the rest of the islands and the rest of the world. So if I can teach and get over that, then we can really create a movement. That's why when you come into January, you're going to hopefully start doing the empowerment and enlightenment groups. And you'll move into all those other programs that are going to deprogram you and then give you strength. And then all the energy healing tools, you're going to learn them forwards and backwards. And you'll be a walking talk. You won't need bells and whistles because you will have it within. I love my Penjies. I just do. Sherry says, I need guidance, Brenda. I feel so lost. Oh, we can heal that. I want to know if we should move out of state and what should I be doing? Okay, first of all, when it comes to emotions, they are going to mess you over and make inappropriate decisions or decisions that may not be right for you, may be good for somebody else. We got to calm that down first. And being lost, it is because you've hit your point. You just hit your point. And they said the part of that lost is that you just feel hopeless. So that means you over time hopelessness. You get your hopes up. Why get your hopes up? It's just going to fail. And that it's always going to happen this way. If that's the pattern, how you do anything is how you do everything. If that's the pattern, doesn't matter if you move, you're going to take it with you. Spirit says we got to stop that. Because he's creating a nice physical response. And they said that there's a lot of injustice going on. If that is true, then you got to look at how you see injustice or how somebody sees injustice to you. You need to heal that mirror. To heal the loss, feeling lost. They said, really, it's not that you're lost as much as you are overwhelmed. The overwhelm is kicking your ass. And they said, is that what you want her to do? She said, whoever she is, right hand, third position, put your finger in deep, wrap it around, do this. If you can do this while I'm talking, I want you to measure the overwhelm or this lost feeling, how you define it, and put it on a scale from 0 to 10, give it a color. Hold that position again, right wrist, third position, nice and deep. Hold it while I'm talking. You should have it come down while I'm talking. So you want to focus on how hopeless it just seems. And you have and somebody has their pride issue. There's a pride issue going on. I want you to stare at how that can help you feel overwhelmed to doing this. Rejected. What's about it? Accepted. Hold on. I just went blind. Oh, I hate when that happens. Okay. Why? I can't see something up close. That means there's something. Okay, so it's accepted. What about it? You accepted that you have to be something? So is it under pressure? No. So do you feel you have to be something you're not sure if you want it to be? I really think you need to look at that and tell me whether that's true or not. Because if that's not your identity, you're going to feel lost. And if you're trying to make that your identity, then it will feel very uncomfortable because then it's under pressure to become something that you're not. Oh, wow. Okay. Eyesight's gone again. So something is right before your eyes that you can't see. There is trickery of words and loftiness. Who does that? And what's going on? And why is it happening? Because they said that so is this a gaslighting? So is anybody gaslighting you? If not, look that word up, find out what that means. Impending what? Hopelessness. Are you predicting? Somebody predicting? Somebody's making, what is this? What happened to you when you were 21, Sherry? Because all of a sudden I'm now repeating a pattern. I'm in a loop. I literally am stuck in a loop. 1, 2, 3. It has to be their way. There's something about it has to be their way. Okay, so now I'm going to just say 1, 2, 3, step back, grab a different mirror, and I'm looking at a different perspective. And the other perspective that I'm looking at over here that you can't see is there's like a green monster. Somebody has envy. Somebody is like looking at you and it's like, well, I don't even have. But yet this person says you have. And they want what you have. And you're like, but I have nothing to give. And then you at the same time, it's all about them. Now all of a sudden I'm like a gerbil or this person is, and you're the guinea pig. Wait, what? So something is, oh, Jesus, my father committed suicide. Does this have to do something and play with it? Yes and no. No, but yes. Where's the yes? the lofty energy. Oh. And it's the story. Whose story? His? Yours? It's the story. Wow. How long ago? Because I feel a bomb. I mean, I feel like it's a bomb. Boom. Yes, because committing suicide is like a bomb, but there's something to do with, what the hell is that? Because all of a sudden it's like, oh, how dare you have an opinion? Hold on. So is the mother still alive? Who is it that's, no, I don't feel like it's a mother. Somebody's pissed. Is somebody taking it out on people? No, I don't want that either. That's something else. Oh, when I was 21, he died. Yes, I was being gaslighted by my kid's dad. Oh, okay. All right. Well, what is this? So I'm stuck in that time period. Is that it? There's something else. What the hell? What is this green? We go again with the green. Is there a cultural background where women are supposed to behave a certain way? So first of all, take that and look at it. And you think, no, there's not. But take a look at, is there a certain routine that people have their place? And I feel like in a way you're like, but I'm not going to follow that tradition, that way of being, if that makes sense to you. Okay. I don't even know what the freaking question was, because now all of a sudden they got me this far down the road. Huh. Oh, that's right. You felt lost. That's why I feel lost. Oh, that makes perfect sense. Aren't we funny? Of course it's going to make you completely insecure. Yeah, you may want to do a healing session with me, because that's a lot. Weird. Not you, the energy, because I've never went through the second mirror before. Brain. Okay, 1 minute. You guys have been patient, and I love you all. I mean, really, I do. Okay, this is going to go super fast, so please pay attention. Oh, hi, Queen. All right, Amy, ready? Go. So you're breaking out of your arrested development, but you have to look at some of the stories in your brain. So they're actually pictures. So as you begin to wake up, you're going to look at and go, oh, I see this person this way. They want you to do eye accessing, one eye at a time. Ooh, on a scale from 0 to 10. Oh yeah, I see them like that, And then you can just snap yourself 3 times. You can hear my words, remove, transcend, let it go. Switch eyes, see the same picture, do it again, and then do that picture thing back and forth. They said because if you don't, then it triggers a pattern. And it must be affecting the health, because all of a sudden you're like, oh, I got to turn around and do something mean towards myself. Even if you don't know you're doing it, that is what the instructions are for you to do. That I'm supposed to take a hit, and I'm supposed to feel bad for what I just said, because, oh, their little feelings are hurt. I'm sorry, I don't mean to say it that way, but you understand that their feelings are not really hurt. It's just that they're very confused. And that is what you see is you see most of the time their 4-year-old running around the house, even though they're an adult person. They're a 4-year-old. You can learn how to respond differently to that. Virginia Floors. Anything Spirit wants me to know. Virginia. Resentment. Whose? Theirs, yours. It is a story that seems to be coming up of resentment. It's like, I resent that. I mean, it's literally, you need to catch how certain words are being said, because it is connected to how, oh, well, you're going to go blind too, huh? I mean, as far as you can't see something up close. Having to live their life having to live their way for your life. So your life is basically, they wrote the script and they've got the pen in their hand, and that's how you do it. So you're beginning to become aware that it's in your face. It's ready to be resolved. That's why I can't see. The hysterical nature of the response. Well, what are you talking about? I don't know who does that, but it's very quick, very in this thing. And it shows that the person does not want to be compatible. So don't, you're out of sync. Don't keep pushing in that direction, okay? Because it just literally means. Danny Dowdy, long time no see. Glad to make it show. Anyways, I recently went through a pretty powerful and painful betrayal. Oh my God. Okay, I don't want to misinterpret any anger or lingering thoughts because of this. Does Spirit have any insights as to what I can learn and use to resolve this? I feel this person is someone I need to remove from my space, even just for now, but they're just they're just such a close individual. I don't want to make the wrong decision. Okay. In such a delicate situation. Okay. First of all, when you have a betrayal. All right. So did you grow up in a narcissistic family? Understand that if you have, then you're going to keep putting yourself back into the same situation because you have to love a narcissist because they're your parents or they are somebody that you love. And so you're going to attract those in because you have some emotion that attracts them in. And one of the emotions is that every time I expand myself, then I have to live their way. So as you begin to expand yourself, you attract people that want you to go back into not expanding. And so then, but this is about a habit. And so then you're going to attract people to betray you because that is how you see it. The thing is how you really see the betrayal is at 1 year old, it really hurt. And they say that you want you to heal that betrayal because it's time. It's time. So your soul is saying, can you heal betrayal now? That's why it was happening. And so they said that it affects it makes you insecure. So your security is upset and they want you to heal that out. However it is that you choose to heal that. Because then when you take care of the emotions, then the next step is going to allow you to, the next step's going to allow you to, well, what? You keep shutting it off. I don't know. They won't let me answer. Ken, you waited so long. Love you. Okay. My question is, will I get a new job in 2020? If yes, what will it be? Okay. Well, that'll be interesting but anyway, we'll go there. Will you get a new job in 2020? You see his situation, you understand what's going on, and he wants to know, will he get a new job? And the question is that not without a compromise. So you're going to talk yourself into doing something you really don't want to do. And so then it's highly unlikely because you're going to repeat the pattern because there's a part of you that has to learn something. And what will it be? And it has to do with the fact you're not assertive. If I were to act a little bit more, why won't he get a new job? And it's because you have a little bit of panic. So you have a little bit of panic that came around when you were 23 years old. What happened was now it's become a habit. And then it goes into feeling worthless, which then causes you to panic. So those two now becomes a cycle. So EFT, doing all of that would make it change. But what happens is you don't want to touch the panic. So you do it towards and away from. I'm going to go towards the job. But the panic goes, no. And then all of a sudden your body will start to say, I'm going to avoid it. And the next thing you know, that energy pushes you away from having a job. So yes, you have jobs that are ready to be out there, but you can't if the panic is going to be the GPS that pulls you away. You can heal that. I hope that was worth waiting for. Lori M. I've been experiencing headaches on and off during the day, and sometimes I wake up in the morning with a headache. I do have high blood pressure and take a low dose for it. I'm having apnea since it runs in the family. Okay. First of all, apnea is an epigenetic thing as well as probably genetic, but we're going to look at what you can't resolve. Anything else that could be causing this? What can I do to remove the pain as far as the healing? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to first just address the idea of what's going on. So running backwards, yes, you have energies running backwards and you have no polarity going. How many are running backwards? You have 8 running backwards out of the 14. Wow. Any frozen? Yes, you have 1, 2 of them. The first one is the spleen. The second one is the gallbladder. When you go to the spleen, you need a magnet. So you got to get a magnet, refrigerator magnet, nice and flat would be great. And you're going to go to here, and that's the big toe, and there's the bump. Right there next to the bump of that big toe is the spleen. You got it on both sides. You're going to take the magnet, and you're going to take the magnet, and you're going to go back and forth 12 times. And then you're going to go to that spot, and then just imagine that was a spot, and you're going to rub it 30 times each time. That's going to start opening up, zinging the energy. And the second one is the gallbladder. The gallbladder is also frozen. Taking the magnet again, you're going to go to behind. So follow the second toe from the baby toe, the fourth toe, all the way up until you get to the bone, the ankle bone. And the ankle bone, there's an indent. You're going to take again, and you're going to rub it back and forth about 12 times. And then you're going to take and rub, get your thumbs in there and rub about 12 or 30 times. And will that help release it? Yes. You may have to have more, but understand that you do not have to have those. You can start to correct the energy. Because you had frozen, who knows what it runs down. The apnea, real quick, the main thing that is, it's about criticism. So there's something that runs in the family that you need to heal, the perspective of criticism, which is, even though people criticize me, even though I criticize others, even though I can feel the criticism, okay, heal it out. You can do that. TP, Miss Perkins. All right, Miss Perkins says, is there an acupuncture point I can do for my dry eyes and dry mouth? Yeah, there. Okay, so that is the okay. So one, is that what it is? She wants a point. Answer that. You're funny. Okay, there is one meridian in particular that's called, oh, turn it on. There's one meridian that's in particular that's causing all of it. And it is not just, it's demagnetized. It's not just frozen, it's demagnetized, which means you have a couple on that point that are sunken, submerged, and we have to bring those out. And it's the liver meridian. And it has to do with how everybody exerts their power. And I would have to look. It'd be, so do the point. So I'm going to go up in the big toe, come up, around the knee, come up. And then, so from here, okay, understand when the meridian comes up, you're coming from the inside of your thigh up, coming up and under the boob. I want you to take the magnet, and I want you to just go up and down that whole magnet, okay? Because right now I can't tell you which spot it is, and I see one. It'll be under this last rib, right there, okay? And you're going to put the magnet there, and you're going to go back and forth, and you may have to do it more than 12 times, and you're going to see if you can bring that energy out and do it both sides of the body. And then you need to go down to the liver. Oh, wait, that's wrong. Do this one. Liver one right here. And rub that. Rub it. We got to get that liver going again because you're not able to distribute the distribute. Ashley Hahn says, I'm requesting a free minute reading. Spirit. Anything else that comes out? Thank you. You need a lot of energy. Everybody right now, just rub your hands together. Push it like this. And you're going to think, Ashley. Now, you don't have to do anything except for the fact is you're going to bring it in through the spirit and you're going to send it out through the heart. So it's whatever love, joy, peace, whatever it is going to come through. And you're going to say, we're going to put it up on the grid. She can get it. Now, the next thing is that she says that there is a lot of lofty energy that seems to be on you. So that means that it needs to be cleaned off. So we're going to ask for the pillar of white light. Just imagine that it circles down right around you. Then we're just going to have it pulsate. And it's going to just like be a vacuum cleaner and just pull it out, pull it out, pull it out, pull it out. You get a lot there. And I'm going to ask, why is it there? What's the magnetism? And they said the magnetism is that you have compulsion, that you have to do something. And if that's it, then I would say you will need to heal out that compulsion. Because if you heal out that compulsion, then you can stop drawing that dark shit to you. Okay, so we're going to leave that white pillar. I want you to keep imagining that pillar is cleaning, 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 cleaning. Mm-hmm. Oh, Carla, question, how to help my daughter. Okay. Now, if I had more information about what it is you're supposed to help, what it is you're supposed to help your daughter, then that would even be more helpful. But I'm going to ask Spirit, how can you help your daughter? First of all, is your daughter open? Oh, God, no. Okay, what can you do if the person... Oh, God, what's this? Inside you? It's inside the daughter. What is... Okay. Who, what? Why are you calling? Am I not paying attention to something? Hold on. What do you want my attention for, honey? What's going on? Oh, you got a paid. Gotcha. Thank you. I'll get this. Okay, so let me finish this one real quick. Grades. What do you mean grades? Yes, grades. Boyfriend. Gotcha. Okay, so they're saying that you're completely overwhelmed by this. Understand it is part of her lesson. And so you need to heal how you feel about the situation. And because if whatever's going on with you, if you're anxious or any of this, the energy will go there and then she'll have to stay closer and longer. Not when you understand there is this signed contract y'all did. So if you take your energy off of it and then you can just send out love, like you can just do the triangle of love, just do the sending love. That means you have to get your heart and your soul and your mind, all, body, mind, and spirit. And then you send love to that situation that can come through at any frequency to that. But you need to heal the overwhelm that affects you because you're not able to detach and to change it. There's a lesson that she wants to learn. And he is a very lofty energy. And guess what? This is where I want all of you to pay attention because the timer's going to go off. But if you got people you love dearly that are in nasty relationships, I want to tell you something. Do you know what musical notes are? Okay, those musical notes. And there is a bell curve that is marked in all of us. Within that bell curve, if you have missing notes, if women are attracting lofty men, well, one, it's the paradigm that we need to heal from. But number two, usually we have C and B missing. And C's and B's that are missing causes us not to be physically able to do something. If the male is missing the emotions or the mental, and you have an abundance of that, you almost fit together like a puzzle piece. The problem is that this dangerous relationship is going to stay intact until they learn their lessons. Now, let's say she decides to learn her lesson and she starts building up her C's and B's. You can do that by having musical notes. You listen to them, you chant them, you chant the C's and the B's that you're missing. And they'll start to build up in the frequency inside of you because it's something you start to recognize. Your brain will start predicting it, and then you'll start pulling in the C's and the B's that you're missing, and you become more stronger, happier, and healthier. Okay? When you start to feel like you physically can do things for yourself, well, guess what happens? Then you will unplug because your C's and B's will rise, and then that puzzle piece will not fit. They may have issues. This is where then she would need to go in a little bit more of saying, oh, I attracted this lofty person. So then she would then heal those particular emotions that causes this lofty person. Boom, the chord changes. Now she can do a chord switching. There's a free one on my page. There's a lot of little things you can do to change that frequency and that they can go float around and do what they got to do. Okay. That's just the short part of it. It's work. There's a lot you can do. You don't have to be a victim, but a lot of women don't know this. But they get accused. Why are you staying with him? Because it's so much bigger than how we can ever imagine. It's huge. Okay. It's just completely huge. All right. So I have to see, I left off. I have to remember Estrella is afterwards. So Estrella, take a look. If you happen to be here, mark on there that the next one is, I got to see, I got 2 people. So that means in 12 minutes, if nobody else pays, then Estrella will be next. So the first person is Sherry, and the next one is Kelly Schweitzer. Oh my God, did I actually say it? Okay. Weird. I'm just weird. Cancel. You're fabulous, lady. Okay. So we're going to, Mary paid, but it went through this account. When did you pay? Oh, now the timestamps. God bless America. Mary paid. Okay, so we have 3, but what time did that come in? Okay, it came in before. So Mary comes first. Sorry, guys. We have to honor. Mary comes first, then Sherry, and then Kelly. So Mary, I didn't see what you wanted, sweetheart. What did you want to talk about? I didn't see that. Mary. Yeah, well, we're there now, Marianne. What is it you want to talk about, sweetheart? Estrella, you will be in 18 minutes if nobody else pays. Angela Marino, let me check. Just your highest good, Mary? Okay. Angel, let me look. I'll see if you're on the list. Yes, I do have a minute read there for you. Yes, I have that. So the highest good. So it is that you did say highest good. I don't know why I don't have that. Silly me. Okay, so now they're doing a clean sweep. Just give me a second. They're cleaning up there. They say they want you to connect more with your higher self. And the compatibility that you got going on with your higher self right now is a +6. You want it to be a +10. And I ask, well, what stops this? Is it just a simple little tapping? No, it would be the fact there is a contempt. And do you even know what that is? This is before birth. This is like, why would God do this to me? And this is part of what I'm seeing. It's written in very fine print on your Akashic records. As I'm saying, it says, why would God do this to me? It's something that's small, but has been following you how many lifetimes? Jesus. About 87 lifetimes. It's small. You've worked on this many times already. Do you want me to just go ahead and... Okay, gotcha. We have to heal the contempt, for one. But let's just follow through, okay? Why would God do that to you? God didn't. First of all, you got to remember your spirit. You have a soul as the recorder. So your spirit, that is God. God is you. God is playing you. God is the only makes it significantly different is that you're a soul. And your soul then has all of these seals that it has to go through and the levels of consciousness. And you have to find out what love isn't in order to find out what love is, because you can't tell without a comparison. But we get stuck into what it isn't, and we can't move back into what is love. So when you begin to understand to the depths, as you do, your ego identifies with matter, and that emotion and that thought that create form, that create this moment to be so extreme, and we have totally disconnected from that love, which, you know, I don't want to say disconnected because we have it. It's just you don't feel it. And you don't listen to the higher self, you listen to just ego. So you switch positions and who's in charge. And when this happens, you can't figure something out. And then the paradigm will sit there and tell you, hey, this is what the paradigm says. Oh, God made that happen. He's a mean God, da, da, da. And then if you got church and all of these things, and then if you pass through involution of consciousness, that is how the planet is evolving, is back to evolution. The point is you would begin to ask those questions. But you've learned a lot to understand that, I am supposed to know more about love, what love is, and you really have to let go of all of those negative things, and you're beginning to understand that, and you're beginning to get there. But how do you hear your higher self when that happens? And according to your relationship is that you have a little piece that says, well, why would God do this to me? Does this make sense? You're going to write that on a piece of paper. You're going to put this on the thymus or the belly button. And then you're going to do, you really want her to do that route? All right. No, this is not found on my page because this is part of one of my healing tools that I do personally. You're going to put this piece of paper, whether I said it's a belly button or the chest, and you're going to say, why has God done this to me? And you're going to put down, can't connect to higher self, okay? You're going to put that in there, and you may put the word relationship. And then you're going to take and you're going to do 4 types of breathing, but you're going to do 1 type of tapping. And you're going to do 2 rounds of tapping to 1 breath, which means if you breathe in and hold, see, that's 1 round, or 2 tappings in 1 round. But you're going to breathe in and hold, breathe out and hold, pant, and then breathe normal. So you're going to go, hold your breath, and then you're going to breathe it out. Hold your breath, pant. This is where I usually yawn. You don't need to scratch your ear. You yawn, and the yawning is good because it means energy is moving. So you go, and then you get to do normal breathing. Now, I would say do 2. That's a set. Do 2 sets of those, and it should set you right. Now, when it comes to that highest good, then we're going to go and look at that. There's an indifference. There's a feeling of just indifference. Well, I don't care. I just don't have the time of day. It's just, I don't care. Okay. So they're asking you to move. They're asking you to move this particular energy and move it out. Move it out. Okay. And that means I would tap it out. I would use hope therapy. I would change it. That indifference alone is not saving you because it's not letting you open your heart up to feel higher or better or feel that higher self. But that's the thing, Sherry. Okay. So she now writes, no, I'm doing Mary. What the fuck am I doing? But anyway, yeah. It's moving it out. It's because then you switch and it confuses. But you got to open that heart. That's the part that wants to open. Does that make sense? Okay, so we just did Mary. And if anybody's in doubt, it's Mary. Now it goes into Sherry. And Sherry says, I just want to know how I can really be better for myself and the kids. What do you think I should do for a job? Working a 9-to-5 job is impossible. I want to help people, but I don't know what I even supposed to do. I'm sorry, I'm sounding like a broken record. No. You, okay, Sherry, do you know what to do? Okay, no. What is stopping her from being able to focus? Well, I've always got to be under pressure to be something. So notice how you have to be under pressure to stay alive and you can't thrive. And if I ask what it is there anything particular you need to heal? You have to learn to be open to your heart and finding out what's important to you. You need your value, not what you love. You can't just say, well, I love crocheting and I'm going to make a business out of it. I want you to find out, is that important to you? And if you do, understand that the world of Facebook Lives, videos from YouTube, you think, I can't make money off it. Not true. I have experienced things from my friend, Amy, that has really gone into this. Wow, you can make nail polish and you can make money off of that. You can make jewelry. You can do little things. If you can't have a 9-to-5 job, you can literally start to do little things. And you start something and you do Facebook Lives and, you're going to be getting your feet wet. You get to grow. You get to watch other people. I mean, if you really want to, see, I didn't want to work 9-to-5 and Spirit says, okay, go into this business. Oh, right. Nobody's going to want me. And that was stupid. And no, it did. Spirit said you can, and it's important that you do. And I thought, and I didn't believe myself. So then I started to do it anyway. And now I'm grateful I have, because it's changed who I am and it's moved in the direction I need. And so baby steps. you need a job, you need money fast, I would then say, take a look at what do you like, what do you love, but what's important. And if you have to decide to go in to get which I don't feel you want to, but just sit back. Thank you, Spirit, for showing me what direction. Thank you, Spirit, for showing me what direction. And start doing the little things that don't cost you money. Educate yourself on something. Move in that one direction. When you go into getting a job, there'll be a part of you that will move into, they're saying that you could have a shit job within the next few weeks. But then it could also be defined as a really good job because it's going to connect you with people and ideas that you've never had before. When you overthink and say, well, what am I going to happen to me? Because you probably came from that area where you have to, what are you going to do in 5 years? What are you going to do? And the thing is that if you're overthinking, then it's going to confuse you, which you need then to calm down your brain. I mean, this tool alone here, you keep your hand there while you're thinking that, put it on the scale from 0 to 10, and it's a 10, it's and then all of a sudden you keep your hand there and all of a sudden it'll go down. You then will begin to bring in the ideas from the higher self, which will cause you to be able to draw in what's important to you, to draw in what you like, to draw in do something that you love. You understand? And you, let's see, what else could you, okay, so when you're looking at opportunities, don't let it be false opportunities, don't let people say, con you. Why? Because there's a part of you that's hugely afraid you're going to get conned. Okay, first of all, don't start putting money and invest in anything. I want you to educate yourself on what you like and you do. Okay. I started off doing herbs and it's like, I really don't like, I finally learned, I don't like to sell items, going through all that hassle of no, that's too much work for me. I need something that's not high maintenance. Okay. You're going to learn baby steps, what you like, what you don't like. And you're thinking, but I still don't like my face in front of the camera. Fine. Don't be in front of the camera. You can do other little things, but some people do it and they don't show their face. Believe me, you can sell stuff on eBay, but that's too high maintenance for me. But you can start to find out what you love and start what you want. Nah, I'm not willing to cross that line. I'm not going to do that. And I want you to heal out. People are going to criticize me because that's going to stop you from making money because they're already criticizing you to some degree. You're like, who, what? Nobody criticizes me. But there's a program about you care what other people think. Is that true? Do you care what other people think? I lost her. Because if you do, you need to go, even though I care what other people think, okay? You need to get that out because that will control you from achieving your goals. It will stop you. And I don't care. All of a sudden, let's say you find something that's important and you love it. I care what other people think. And guess what? You're never going to get there. If I cared what other people think, I wouldn't be here. I outgrew people because they said that I needed to be somewhere else. You didn't get born in that body, Sherry, so that you could live their life. They're over there doing their thing. They don't give two hoots what you're doing, do they? Sometimes we think too much that other people do. I want you to understand that's an old paradigm that's ready to go. You can love people and you can receive love and you can be in sync with people that love this or whatever you're doing. But if you're hooking yourself up to people that want to control you, you're not in sync with yourself and you're not in sync with the right people. You need to get and start attracting in people that are like-minded with you. Start connecting with your identity that is not that. Find out if you love this stuff, go down that road, meet people that are talk about this stuff. Get on and create that. You'd be amazed, especially if you let spirit help you. Okay? You can do this. Kelly, I don't think Kelly wrote. Okay, Kelly, Kelly, is that you there? No, that's not it. Okay, Kelly, I don't think you wrote me. So, All right, definitely tap that out or make an appointment with me. Hey, Kelly, what did you want to talk about, dear? You wrote up above, I missed it. I'm sorry about that. I got 35 minutes until I get cut off, so no more paid. And then I'm going to go through the 1 minute reads. Okay. Thank you very much to Amy for letting me know. So Kelly, I'm going to start. You're welcome. Yep. I do all private readings. That's cheaper than you think. Kelly, I'm going to look up in a minute, but Kelly, what they're telling me is that you have a compatibility. And every time there's a relationships or whatever in that, you shrink yourself. You literally contract your energy and you shrink yourself. And it's like, where did my happy go? Because there's a party that is expected to be scorned. And because of the expectation that you're going to be scorned, you can't live in expectancy to have the good, if that makes any sense. Okay, guidance on healing. And one of the things that's happening is that you have you been aware of that you are an it, or you put yourself in the position of being an object? Like, for instance, other people are more important, because if you have put yourself as an it, then you probably have had a narcissistic or gaslighting people that seem to be experts. This is why you have to consider the source. Like people that's like me, I have put in over 30 years of this, and then somebody does 10 minutes of it and they think they're better than me, and they think they can outdo me. That it's to me, it's not competition. I'm like, I don't, do your thing. Okay. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that happens is that energy will make you second guess yourself, or that energy will make you not be who you are. And they said, when that happens, you have 3 frozen meridians. 3 frozen meridians. And the first one is large intestine, then spleen, and then circulation sac. So you're going to get a magnet, a refrigerator magnet. Got it? Refrigerator magnet. And you are going to do large intestine first, okay? And you're going to run your refrigerator magnet, bow it back and forth, both sides of it, 12 times, and do both hands. And then you take and you rub 30 times to get that energy moving. The second one is this here, right in the middle. And you're going to take that magnet and you're going to do this. Okay, 12 times. And then you're going to rub 30 times. And then the spleen one. It's right there. Big toe, right there. That spot, right where the bump of the bone is. And you're going to use your magnet again, both sides on both feet. And then you rub that point 30 times on each side. And that's going to zigzag all of the, what do you call it? It's going to make all of the meridians start to communicate. Now, you said, okay, so those are important because panic put them out. So do you need to put yourself back in the body? No, I'm beside myself. No, what's that? They get to me. Oh, okay. They get to me. That's when they manipulate. It's like, ooh, you can feel that. It's the moment the energy gets to you and you know it. You're like, oh, God, they get to me. But you actually start biting your teeth, because it's like you can feel attacked. But yet, do you know this beforehand? It's like right when it's happening, and then way after, and you're like, shit, it did it again. So then that means that not only do you shrink, but you give up who you are and say, okay, I can't be me. So now you understand that how you responded and accepted, and gives them the right to treat you that way, because you just trained them to say, it's okay. You can treat me like shit. Go for it. If that makes sense. Okay. And that's not what you want. It's not what you want at all. And to get out of that, you're going to have to stop feeling attacked. The magnet that causes this to repeat is feeling attacked. I believe, I accepted, I believed, I gave it my willpower that I'm being attacked. So the filter is that no matter where you are, you're going to see this filter and you're going to attract people to fill it up. It's not healthy. Criticism is the worst thing because then all feels like attack. Instead of feedback, it's like, I know better than you. All right. Consider the source. When people start talking to you, if they tell you I'll show you how to make $1 million, and they got two pennies to rub together and that's it. Consider the source. Why are you taking advice from them? Some people sound like experts. Woo! But then you're like, Spirit, am I supposed to listen to them? What am I supposed to pull away from this? What gem am I supposed to have? Or am I supposed to just back away? You're learning to not, it's like when you watch a movie and you're like, oh, the suspense is so incredible that all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, oh, that's so sad. Okay. I want you to observe. You don't need to take it in. You don't need to, because that's what you're doing. You're going to need the Celtic weave and the connecting heaven and earth and the hookup. Amy will post up in wherever, but you need to go and under healing tools and find them under my website, Medicine Woman for You. That's a number 4, the letter U.Weebly, WEEBLY.com, and find them because you need to kick that energy out. You don't need them in your space. You don't need them in your space because what it does is it causes injustice. It causes you to repress and it causes you to constantly be attacked. Yes, you'll have to do the replay. Just look at the timestamp and just go, it's 3:30 and zip it back. Okay. Well, I've lost my screen. I've lost my screen, people. All right. Estrella. Mark the timestamp, 3:30 or so, 3:31, Estrella. Jackie's still writing for a reading. Why am I confused by that? Estrella, are you even here? Okay, see, when I give readings and then afterwards I completely forget. I know we had a healing and I can't remember the healing. Spirit, why aren't you hooking me up? I don't know how to answer that. I think I'm going to have to write you or you, are you there? Because, oh, Estrella, what are you talking about? I'm confused. I've thrown myself completely confusion. I can't seem to connect. Seriously, I've lost it. What is a healing? Estrella, so tell me what it is you want to talk about. And Kelly, there's a lot of healing tools. You just have to go up to that website there and look under healing tools, and you'll see all these things. You can do EFT, you can do Oh My God healing, all the things I said to you, you can look it up. Estrella, you said, do you remember what you wrote to me? Because I didn't quite get what you said, because you said, oh, I lost my screen again. It says Jackie Still's writing for a reading, and I don't remember who Jackie is, and I don't understand just how am I going to progress. Report, please. Progress report, please. Okay, yes, I can do that. I don't know why I'm confusing myself. Nope. You're better. You're still contracting your energy in. What's disgraced you? What's a disgrace? Oh, that's a disgrace. What's a disgrace? Oh, they're telling me, oh, that's just a disgrace. I don't even know what that means. I mean, I do. Oh, there's a rejection. Why did you do that? I don't know. Who is it that somebody's worrying and projecting that onto you? Whoa, really? Because you can feel it. Because when they act this way, when you have people in that space, there's energy. So you may not even be aware that they're doing it, but pay attention. They are doing it. What are you doing? When that person, okay, if that's a signature that they're pointing that out, there's a part of you that actually feels petrified. It's the little girl that says, okay, And they're saying that you have a habit. So if they would have just said that in the beginning, that you have a habit, that you stop yourself, you kind of go blank because you can feel this invading energies. What you're doing is you're remembering pictures. And if you're remembering pictures, then I would say we need to do eye access, and you need to pull the pictures out so that your body doesn't have to go to that, because you may not know you're doing it. It sounds like more of a symptom. After Estrella, let's see. Brittany Lynch, what message is coming through for me today in today's energy? Brittany. Mark timestamp. Self-abuse. In which way? Denying. What are you denying? Denying that. What the hell does that mean? I feel like you're mixed matched on your energies, because it says I'm denying that I'm a bad person. What are you talking about? Because then it goes down and says, I can't feel my energy. I can't define my energy. And then it says that you're mixed matched. So if that's mixed matched, then that means that if I told you to do something, you do the opposite. Oh, so if I tell you that you are not recognizing your bad, then you could learn how to recognize your good? Are you even aware that you... So that's the energy. It's coming up. It says, I just seem to be out of sync, out of alignment. There's a part of you that's learning not to live through others, but at the same time, you become very self-conscious. It's not something you do consciously. It's unconscious. You're being self-conscious. It's a lot of consciousness. Victoria Brown. I'd like a reading and whatever comes through. Victoria Brown. What's going on? It says about the issue of children, whether you can be playful or not, whether you want children or not, children seems to be the thing. And it says you got to give your relationship a chance. There's a part of you that you have to learn something about this. And there's a filter, some type of filter that seems to be doing what? It's a family issue that seems to come into play, which interferes with your relationships, whether it is in a love mate or some type of relationship. It seems to be aimed at everybody. And then it stops you from allowing yourself to be the one, as well as stops yourself to find the one, because it's a magnetism. So what's going on? What is an emotion that actually causes a particular hiccup in this? And is that there's this confusion. And the confusion lies in, I can't really be myself. So they're saying, please notice that you need to become more yourself, authentic self, all the time, every time, or else you're going to get confusion and mixed signals. Shannon Bailey, pick up on me. Anything you can pick up on me. Okay. Oh, well, that's all right. So we doing this too? We are? Shannon Bailey. What's going on there? You have a codependency problem. There's addictions are affected by your romantic life. So whatever it is, whatever you may be addicted to, watching TV, playing games, addicted to bitching, addicted to, and it doesn't have to be anything, people always consider bad, but it's whatever you're focusing on over here. It doesn't allow you to have a healthy relationship. So then what do we have in here? And then you attract in, you're going to have a trauma-drama relationship, which then is not very healthy, because it doesn't help you evolve out of your addiction. It just helps create an enabling. And they said that there's just something in particular that you're doing. And they said that you don't love yourself first. But you love yourself through an ego way, which causes you not to love yourself completely, because you won't forgive yourself. And because you won't forgive yourself, then you sit there and you keep repeating that I have to learn a lesson, and that this is a past life issue that seems to be causing it. Okay, so now we're going to go to Patricia Ann. Mismatched. Patricia Ann, we're going to do that with you too. You got it. There's a deception going on. So who's wearing the mask? And sometimes we wear masks just because we don't even know. It's just like, this is how we have to show up, because this is the only way they'll accept me. Yes, I've got to be a good girl all the time, or I've got to sit there and, be brave, or I've got, my nerves just jumped in my arm. I about lost the cards. You don't feel like that it's safe to love. So basically you haven't opened up your heart. So that can be a mask too. because a mask of pain. But then it says that you don't want to show your passion. Oh my goodness, I don't want to show my passion. Why not? Because if you really wanted to show that passion, there's a part of you that could be separated. And it's like, that's not good. I just don't know if I want to because it's just not good. And then they said, well, can you flirt? Well, flirt with what? Things have changed so much. There's not anybody there. Really? And then there are things that you would rather do, which is unrequited love. If I just stand back and love them, and that's okay. That's enough. I don't need them to love me. All right. I don't know what all that means there, but that's interesting. Natasha. Natasha says, hi, Brenda. Wondering if you could give me any insights into my partner's family. It has been a big week, and I feel like I'm banging my head against the wall when trying to get my partner to understand my needs and us being able to communicate rather than be reactive. His behavior changes when he's being around the family. I don't receive any support to be able to feel. Okay, so interesting enough. Okay, so what we're going to look at is why is your soul creating this? Okay, because even if I look into the family insight, that's not where the issue is. The issue is over here. Why is it that he has to go and do this? And why do he has to act this way? That's his behavior. That's who he is. But why is it happening to you? And if we were to do that, they said that you had started seeing your low self-esteem at 1 year old, and people were so busy around you that you couldn't really be there for you. But at the same time, you became very, well, I got to do the right thing. And you can't understand why you can't get attention. And I don't know if somebody went off to work or whatever it was, but you just feel that you had to obey. There's this loftiness energy that goes into place. Understand whatever happens when you're little will pick up and continue if you have not resolved it. And they said the main thing they want you to stare at is that you feel like there's this panic, and you feel like you always got to self-justify it. And it's like as soon as you try to explain it, it's like, so is he a narcissist? Does he gaslight? Does he want things a certain way? Pay attention, because if that's the case, you got to decide whether you want to be in that or do you want to grow from that, because literally something doesn't feel right. Renee. Hi, it's Renee Evans. Okay, please. I'm begging in desperation, and I'd love a free one. Okay, I know you can't read on medical issues, but I need a reading on what you see my father's future's wise. Something major is about to happen. I need guidance. Well, is he a smoker for one? My lungs just feel like they're... the whole insides just feel like they're sunk. His heart's sunk. It feels so because there's two meridians that are just causing his body to lock up, and energy is not moving. And because the energy is not moving, then all of a sudden it just makes it feel like you're pulling away. There's some type of incompatibility, and it seems to be affecting the lungs. And if I look in a little bit further, the triple warmer doesn't stop. It just goes, which means you're into constant stress. There's not one type you take a breath and then change that. If I were going to do anything, you have the circulation sacs that's frozen and the gallbladder that's frozen. I would want you to look under free healing tools and correct that stimulation of the vagus nerve to help his body to stop. And we need get a magnet, and that point right here, just go across the whole thing 12 times. Rub those 30 times if he allows. And the other one is the gallbladder. Okay, so you sure you want that one? That's the one. All right, follow the fourth toe all the way up. You'll find the bone, and your finger will go in usually an indent. Sometimes some people's are puffy. You take a magnet and you use both sides on that, both ankles, and then you rub 30 times on each one. Now, the other thing is that his vagus nerve, he was in sympathetic, is not going back into parasympathetic where it's rest and digest. The first thing is that there's a healing tool. One of the things I want you to understand is if you can get him to breathe. I know sometimes it may be hard, but if you can breathe in and then breathe it all out, suck in your gut and hold your breath. And, and if you can do that just in short terms, you can start to change this vagus nerve, stimulate it enough where it creates a relaxation. There is other healing tools that will help you relax it as well. I don't know. Did we do Angela Boyce? I'll do 1 minute. I think we already did. Small intestine seems to be, what am I accepting? I'm accepting that I love. So do you love when people exert their power without realizing you love it? It's so, because I feel like in a way it kind of feeds you to some degree that, okay. But I feel like you're not really hooked up. I think you might be with a sloth. So like, for instance, if you're with people that are energies that are out there and you can feel alive, or you will feel that you're with somebody. I was with somebody that was like a sloth, and that really drained my energy and my body started to break down. Whereas when I am with my husband now, he's like fire. He's like goes, 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 goes. And so then my body says goes, 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 goes. And then all of a sudden I started to thrive. I started to come alive again. So I find that very important, that you pay attention to who is in your space. Angela Marino. It says, just whatever it is, a free reading. Small intestine says, you're also accepting what? The helplessness, because that's an identity, and it's like you have to be dishonored. Really, look those words up, and then you've come indifference to it. If that's the case, understand it's just going to create a continuous pattern that's going to keep repeating itself in a loop. And if it does, then, it's like what? And then, so then you won't know it because you keep deceiving yourself. And then it'll be like, oh, this is my best friend. And you won't know that you're doing this. They said that there's a part of you that also needs to learn how to develop that flirty side of you so that you can let the playful side out into play. Because if you don't, you won't allow yourself to stay optimistic about your love life. So there's a part of you that just keeps kind of shuts down in such a certain little way. So heal out being helpless and all of that, whatever it is I said. Why does that keep doing that? Regarding the reading. Yeah, so ANJ. Oh, Jackie Stills. Gotcha. And Jackie Stills, I had a spirit visit me a couple times. Do they have a message for me? You don't want the stick? You want that one? Do you want that one? Okay, I've got cards everywhere. So what do you want to say? That somebody says that they're with you and that they see you, and sometimes you don't believe in yourself. Because you don't believe in yourself, they are saying that you're not really paying attention to signs, and not just talking about spirits, but the signs because you don't believe in yourself. And they said that it's time to discover your life's purpose, and that means finding that value, which is what is important to me. And right now, your purpose has always been a certain way, but it's time to discover more about who you are, because they're saying that now, in order to do that, not only have value, which is fine, what's important, but have that faith. Having that faith will help you change. But if you don't begin to do all these things, you're going to disrupt your change, and you're not going to allow yourself to find that purpose. But it's right there. And they want you to understand, believe in yourself, and you will get that purpose. Lynn Tudor. Any guidance? All right, Lynn, and I hear that it's about the fact that you feel wiped out. Somebody is charming you to the point where you just feel drained. Oh, that's easy. Without realizing it, people can wipe out other people because their energies are off. If their energy's off, you're going to feel wiped out. And if you're more wood and they're fire, then your energy gets drained because it's a natural elemental thing. I would do a Wayne Cook posture. That's very simple. You can find it on my website, but cross your ankles and put your arms out, turn in. Now you're going to do this about a good 7 times of breathing. Okay. After you've done that, you unhook your ankles, switch, do another good 7 times of breathing. And then when you finally get to that last 7th breath, now you straighten up your spine and you let it go. You put your thumbs together and you do this. And stay there for a good 4 breaths maybe. And what will happen is that your brain will unscramble. You will then get all the energies that will feed you. And so if they're wiped out, you can't get wiped out because you're protecting yourself. Wayne Cook's very good. Wayne Cook is excellent. You guys have been great. It's been an awesome day. And I appreciate all of you. And like my page, share with others. Get notified when I come on again. I usually do Monday and Wednesday at 10 a.m. here in South Australia. I am also going on vacation, so I won't be around for a while, but who knows? I have a phone now. I have no idea what I'll do on my adventures. Because of this, understand that you want to get any private readings done, do it before I go on vacation. And I love you, and just understand, resolve to evolve and heal instead of deal, and allow yourself to always understand that spirit is with you. Stay blessed. And where's the button? And my YouTubers, stay blessed.